the hell you want. Hi, good evening, good afternoon, good night. We are the Melanated Council,
Plus,
and yes, and we stream every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. ish Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. ish Pacific Standard Time. And if you're watching it and you're like, that's not the time, then that that's whatever time it is for you. So, as always, please like, subscribe, and enjoy the show. I know it's a little ironic that we're called the Melanated Council and we have a non melanated man here.
the most unmelanated of names that I'm just,
Yes,
I'm
Chad.
leaning into it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Nothing
But,
I can do about it.
but we figured, he's always in the chat, so we might as well bring him. No, kidding. Today, so
Like the price is
today,
right being pulled up.
yeah. So today is actually our 2-year celebration of being a YouTube channel and a streaming channel because we're also on Twitch. And throughout the month we've been having people on who have been supporting the channel and just showing support. And today's actually a special day, a real life Kindle.
I'm keeping it above the waist on purpose, very purposefully.
But yeah, so like this month we're bringing on the people that make this channel successful, which is you all. And yeah, so thank you so much, Chad, for supporting. And today will actually be a very special episode because hopefully, like I understand that we all are busy and we may have time, but you know if you're watching and you want to join, you definitely can. It's just Chad was watching first, so that's why he can't. I'm kidding. He was watching us before we even went live.
He was in the waiting room like 5 hours before. I was like, all
Yeah.
right,
Oh my god! Please don't put that on me.
He was just commenting. It's like shotgun, me first.
It was just type the whole time, but like I'm like, no, that's so good. I'll keep erasing. Like, what would they like?
Nah, we could.
But yeah, no. Thank you so much, Chad, for coming on. If you don't mind, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and how you came to find us? And
Yeah. I well, you start the gang campaign and you just follow everybody that has the word gang and whatever. And
right.
I was a semi-active. I mean, he really didn't get to Pennsylvania, so it was like a non-issue. And eventually I kind of fell off a little bit politically, a little bit my separate ways. I still have friends, but like, I don't know. It's not like, and I was doing the book club and there was the recommendation, How Capitalism Underdeveloped Black America. And I loved that book. And I was like, oh, who do I have? Like, and I was kind of starting to filter a little bit because, I've got the subscription stream in YouTube. It's like, okay, I don't really watch that. I don't really watch that. And I was looking through it and I was like, oh, I love that book. Like, I remember those guys. Like, I got to check that out again. And then I saw that you guys had removed the yang, and I was like, okay, well, let's see what's going on. Like, I'm not like anti, but
Right.
So I checked in, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I'm gonna get 2 beers to show up next time, and like, and then it just kind of became a tradition, I guess. I don't know.
Yay!
It's pretty anticlimactic, but
no, I totally get it. Because I feel like there is something about, like, I would say, like, overall, like, I'm still, like, a Yang supporter. It's kind of hard because, like, I've met him, like, like, we've met on, like, Zoom calls privately with other people from the Melanated Council. Like, I understand that we're a YouTube channel, but there's more of us than just me, Ron, and Toby. So like it was cool meeting him, and you definitely got to meet him in like an intimate level. So whenever he like says some dumb shit on Twitter, like it's almost like, like your friend is kind of saying some. It's like, here we go with the bullshit. You know, like it's like it just hits different. But it's like, but this guy fucking ran for president, and you know he has I don't know how many million. I think like I don't know how many million followers he has. He has a fuck ton of followers. He has a
high profile.
Still like a massive. Yeah, exactly. He's high profile. So it's like, oh god, here we go. Like, you know,
gotta
like
put your high profile hat on versus he's my friend hat on at different times.
Right? Yeah. You know, like, but you know, like I'd say, like, you know, of course, I still support universal basic income, ranked choice voting, democracy dollars. I still think is a fantastic idea. Like he just had
my favorite one nowadays.
Is democracy dollars?
Yeah, that's such a good one.
No, like for sure. And I believe like a city in Seattle, Seattle, I think was doing that years ago or something like that. I don't know if they still are, but you know, like he was, and like his ideas weren't necessarily new. It was just like, hey, I see that Alaska does this. I see that, you know, they're experimenting with things like universal basic income is not a new idea either. But I'm glad that he put it into the forefront because it just made like a whole bunch of sense.
Yeah.
But it, like, I was like, once he, you know, like definitely dropped out, like I definitely took like a step back from everything. And I was starting to like kind of see what everybody else was like sort of seeing. I was like, okay, I get it. But once again, you know him on a personal level.
Yeah.
But this was after he dropped out when we met him, whatever. But like,
is this post mayoral run or in between?
It was in between. I feel like he was his strongest like prior to the mayoral run when he did like, was it Humanity Forward?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that was like where he was at his strongest personally.
Yeah, I have a friend who works there.
Oh, is it still there? Does it still exist?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was that you said, Chad, about something?
What? I don't.
Well, sorry,
Chad has a friend who works at Humanity.
Okay,
yeah, I'm not trying to like blast that, you know, but like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I mentioned it. You know, it's my fault.
Oh, right.
I'm just saying, like, I had
a friend. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad that they still exist though, because
I
really liked there were like so many candidates, and like you could follow them, and like and like it just really seemed like things were changing on like the local level, which is I feel like where Yang has most of his power.
It was the tax credit was the big thing. That was like what they were really pushing for during the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody loved it. Nobody was like, ew, gross, more money in my account. I don't want that. No.
Yeah.
Like, if you know somebody like that, like you don't, they're lying. But yeah, no, for sure. Like the tax credit was a huge thing that they were and like that was definitely something that like was influenced by Yang. And I like that he reached across the aisle because that was something that was desperately needed. And
sorry.
Oh no, go on. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the big thing was Georgia. He just got all those people to just come down. It was just Yang people just flooding. It was kind of like, it's not about me. It's about just getting where we need to be. And like I think I really respected that. It kind of renewed hope for like a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel that. Like I miss hope.
Sorry, too bad.
But yeah,
that's what Kate May brewing 10 limes is for. No,
oh no, like, do you like? Yeah, like, tell us about yourself.
Oh, I'm nobody. Believe me.
I mean, you're somebody to us. You're Chad motherfucking Benz.
Yeah, I'm just I'm going back to school for business. I got super into like politics and philosophy. School wasn't working for me when I first was a little younger. Now I'm going back, hoping to just do some basic business stuff, get my feet underneath me, and get married. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay, yeah. No, congratulations. That's awesome. So you're going back for your business? Are you going back to college for business?
Yeah.
Okay. Like to get your master's, if you don't?
No, bachelor's.
Oh, okay, nice, cool. All right, that's what's up. No, like, oh, go on, Toby.
I just said that's huge.
No, for sure. Like, I occasionally think about like going back to school, but I'm like, why bother? But like, no, that's awesome though, because like at the same time, I feel like once you're older, like going back to school, like you just see how critical and important it is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They really need that piece of paper just to stamp it, you know?
Yeah. Like, no, it's unfortunately true. You know, like tech companies sometimes bypass that. Like I've been seeing like a lot of tech companies are just like a bachelor degree is preferred, but it's not like required.
Well, they
Like,
just you code. That's it. Like
exactly. Absolutely. Like I find it kind of like, well, I guess that makes sense because like a lot of people are just like self-taught when it comes to coding nowadays. You know, they go on YouTube and they just like stick to it, and that's just how they learn.
I mean, from what I remember from advanced programming in high school, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Why everyone's self-taught. The driest nonsense way to do anything.
But it's the fastest way too, because like when you learn in college, sometimes you have like a professor that's like 80 years old, and then like they're still teaching you like 1999 HTML. Yeah,
Websites that are built in the oldest
like
style.
in tables, using tables rather than like divs and shit.
All those like flashy lights and way too animated.
It's like go to GeoCities and build a website. It's like Angel
goodness.
Fire.
Oh no, not that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I actually had a friend who had a bachelor's in poli-sci and went for their master's in computer science. And, that worked out for them. They're in like California now.
So I'm guessing the computer science is what brought them to California?
Correct.
Oh man.
They can afford to live in California, which I've heard is not easy.
Yeah.
I've never actually like went online and actually looked at like the rent in California. Have any of you guys done that? Just to see if it's not to say like not to believe, but like the rumor is true that it's like ridiculously expensive.
Well, I mean, obviously it depends like where you are, but like a city in California is pretty absurd. I mean, I've heard it's absurd in Boston too, but like.
Yeah, Boston's not great. San Fran though is just like ridiculous. That's like the number one. San Fran. LA is probably number 4 or 5. What do you mean?
No, Miami's number 1 now.
Wait, well, okay. I guess I'm going off of 5 or 4 year old data, but holy
no,
crap.
I mean like it's understandable. Like this Miami thing is just brand new though. Like, I mean they've been saying like, oh, Miami's really expensive to live for like years now, but like I'd say like for sure now from like, you know, like before you'd hear shit like, oh, if you maybe lived in this one particular condo in Miami, oh, Miami's the most expensive place to live. But like now it's just everywhere in South Florida is just really fucking expensive to live.
Really?
Yeah, and that like it's terrifying because like this is the first time in my life where I'm hearing my friends be like, yeah, you know, they're gonna raise rent on me and I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Everywhere is expensive. Like one of my friends is and his fiance are moving into an apartment complex, like a 1-1. That's bless you. One of my, and like they're moving into a 1-1, and they're gonna pay $2,200 a month. And this is like, I live in, you know, like boring suburbia, and so they're gonna find like a luxury apartment complex that's around the corner from me for $2,200 a month. It's like that's disgusting. And like there's nothing around, like there's a Walmart next door and like a tropical smoothie across the street. So they're kind of near things compared to like everything else in South Florida. But like at least in the
neighborhood, I bet it's probably just like a strode, and like it's like you have to navigate traffic to get across it. It's a nightmare. And
yeah. I actually just recently learned what a strode was. I think I know. It's like it is between like a street and a road.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I know it sounds dirty, right? Like a strode, like
it should sound dirty.
Yeah, it sounds dirty. Like,
Plum unacceptable.
right. But that's the term, is a strode. I also learned that the plural of cul-de-sac is coles-de-sac.
Yeah.
But you can say cul-de-sacs too, but I guess it's probably like the proper way is coles-de-sac. It's like that's just awkward.
All these French importations into our language.
Yeah.
Plum unacceptable.
No, like I've been like watching a lot of like infrastructure YouTube videos. Yeah. And I'm
You
just
see
like,
that? I just like threw those at the Discord at one time.
yeah. No, true. I wonder if that's I've also been like do you watch the YouTube channel Not Just Bikes?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's where I found out about them. It was probably from you. Or maybe
They're all over the place. I feel like I got recommended them and then was instantly like, it's the greatest thing. I gotta show everybody. You know.
Right.
Like,
probably.
I knew about all this stuff before. You know.
But hey, YouTube University is a real thing.
Hey, it is what it is. I just kept exploring. I just love that stuff. It's so interesting.
Yeah, no, like thank you for sharing, because like it's like it is super interesting, because like it really just made me think. And I also been like going on like the subreddit fuck cars, and a lot of it is like memes, and but like there's also a lot of things that are just like pretty interesting too. Like
It's in the spirit to say fuck cars.
Right. No, it's true. Like, but it's also like just changed like my whole like way of like, thinking when I drive now, because, like everybody in South Florida drives like a fucking idiot. And so, but like we're allowed to drive like fucking idiots because like we don't really have to worry about bike riders. And like, even though we have bike lanes, no one rides their bike in the bike lane because
are they separated bike lanes, or are they just a little painted line that they're
it's
like,
just a
you're
painted
safe?
line. Yeah. And I'm like, like if they made that, even if like they painted it like that, why do they have it the same color as the street, as the street though? Like if they made the entire like if they made like the bike lane like, I don't know, like red, like that would at least like probably deter you from driving in it.
They just have to give a crap enough about bikes to make them go separately through the city. That's the way to do it. It's like,
You're right.
It's a revelation when you see it. You're like, it's just a bike thing that just goes through like whatever. Like, how does this make what?
I know. Is there any like cool like biking places in Philly?
No, they're not. It's a weird mix of politics in Philly. Not gonna lie. It's because you have all these not in my backyard, like on the edge, but still in Philly, like rich white ladies who want to like drive into the city and like to screw these residents. So it's like everything's super drivable, but then you get like any kind of urban development comes with a little bit of like gentrification and stuff. So then you get like community resistance, and like it's really difficult just to do anything.
No, I hear you.
Weird alliance that like it's like, oh, urban development, but we don't want to overdevelop, but we want to serve the community, but we don't want to. It's just a mess.
No, for sure. Yeah, like they're building up South Florida like crazy. Like they already were prior to the pandemic, but because like everybody moved down here, now it's like getting built up even crazier. And it's just like one of the things that really annoys me about gentrification is that it's always the same shit,
like house-wise or what?
Like in terms of like places, like they got like the healthy bowl foods, like they have like the I don't know, like the same kinds of stores. I don't even want to say Whole Foods because that's like a given, but like Starbucks, like nobody wants that fucking coffee. Like
that's their safe way of like dipping the toe in, sort of thing.
Right.
No, there's actually an interesting tidbit. It's there's this real estate company that owns a bunch of coffee houses, and they like put them out there into like, gentrifying neighborhoods. And if enough hipsters buy like overpriced coffee, the place is usually empty for a lot of these places. Then they know to like when to sell, when to invest.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's genius in a
It's genius.
evil way.
Like these are the same people that got arson and like their windows broken on the main street. I never go to that coffee place. It's shit.
But it's like, how would you like? It's weird because like I do. This is gonna sound bad. Like I do like the hipster kind of vibe sometimes.
It's a culture. God forbid we have some in this country.
Yeah. I feel like it's like millennial culture-ish.
Yeah.
You know?
Like people will hate on hippies, but like they did something different. I respect that. You know what I mean?
Right, until
like
everyone started copying it. And then now it's the same.
It integrates, it gets stolen or whatever. It's like it's a natural part of the process. I like that. The hipsters, they had the fancy mustaches. Now dudes like wash their beards for once. Thank goodness. Shit like that.
No. I mean, it is gross seeing like guys on dating apps, and it's like, oh, your beard is like, how you gonna have such a big prickly beard? Like you could just tell that shit's not properly taken care of.
Unfortunate.
Yay!
I was
Rocky.
really thinking of Rocky too. I was like, "Where's the rounding out the chat?"
Oh, how do you guys check in the chat? Do I have any? I don't need to, but I'm just asking. Is there a
there should be like a comment section on your on like your right hand side.
Yeah.
Somewhere there it is. Cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like you can't respond, so you have to like go to like your YouTube on like your phone or something.
I didn't want to double up and make it all messy and stuff for you guys, so.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we encourage it. Ron is running late. He's still at his son's track meet. His son is like a badass track runner.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's like a freshman too.
Yeah, he was saying he was like he's coming up and he's out competing everyone at that level. So
yeah, that's really dope.
Seniors are feeling the heat.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
For any of you who are just joining us now, we are celebrating our 2-year anniversary of being a streaming channel. We have our friend Chad here, who you may know from the chats.
Yes.
Yeah. Ron, as we just mentioned, is running a little late. But yeah, definitely grab a drink with us. Leave a comment. And also, yes, we are still letting people jump on. Like we were just letting Chad have his time because he was first. Yeah, sorry. Like I know that sounds weird, but like,
enthusiasm is gross.
It's like. It's about to be like maybe a staggered thing. Because imagine if like 7 people just came on for the first time, and it's like, let's introduce Chad and Rocky and if everyone was here.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Either it'd be a lot of people talking over one another, or just everyone's just quiet and shy. And it's like, I'm fucking with you. As predicted.
Trouble.
But yeah, I mean, sure. Like we can add, more people. I'll put the link in the chat if you guys are on our Discord. Actually, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to put the Discord link in the chat. And also, I'm going to put the invite to today's episode in the chat as well on Discord. So if you are not following us on Discord, then that is your loss. Because you could have been joining us here and chatting it up, cutting it up, cutting the rug.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, so I just put the link to our chat in our Discord. So yeah, if you guys want to join us, come on. We're more than welcome. Yeah.
Like Chad is boring us now. Next.
No. That's another thing. I didn't want it to seem like that either. There's no right way of doing anything. That's what I've learned.
That's good for me.
Yeah. No, there's no right way of doing anything. Like, I know several successful people who would just be like, like it would be like, oh, I want to just quit my job and just play guitar on the beach. But it's like, you don't know how to play guitar. It's like, I'll learn.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No, you got to get an obscure instrument. I always make fun of like that the Danfear, the pan flute, like just something weird like
the pan flute. I've never heard of it. Let me look this up.
Yeah, the Peruvian thing, I think it is.
Oh yeah. Let me put the link in the chat. You guys have all definitely seen this pan flute.
It's just someone master is like. I saw this commercial where this guy was playing sinks. Okay, and I was like, this guy has never had a paycheck in his life, and now he's getting to like play sinks for some like Delta commercial. Like this is the only paycheck he's ever getting.
You said play sinks?
Yeah, he's literally like using like sinks as like a percussion instrument because they like automatic. It's like an automatic sync commercial basically, where you like hit it and it goes.
Gotcha. Interesting.
I'm sorry, it's just elaborate and weird, but
here's a better link to the pan flute. Google's obnoxious. The fuck? Sorry, excuse me. I have a love-hate relationship with Google.
Yeah, it'd be weird sometimes.
Yeah, it does everything so right, and sometimes it just.
Let me see if I can copy this somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. So, what is one of your favorite memories from watching our streams?
Shit.
Just to put you on the spot.
Don't put me on the spot. I don't.
You should have done your homework, Chad.
Watching the streams. Yeah, 5 hours before.
Start just like that 4 times at 4 times speed. Just watch a bunch of our streams.
I think it was like Toby missing. What was that? What was the thing? I'm gonna say Chris or like something odd was in his shower for some reason. Like he just put it to the side. What was that?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, something odd in his shower.
There was some,
like some lady made him like brownies or something. And he like put them in the shower.
Oh, no. Because you couldn't find the brownies. You're like, they're somewhere. I was like, how do you not know where your brownies are?
Yeah, I was like, I think it was that because it was like a store-bought Madeline brownie. My friend actually, her name was Madeline too, Maddie. So.
Sorry.
But like it was these Madeleines, like we'd have brownies and cookies. So
well, good on you for remembering her name, Toby.
Very easy. I mean, we're good friends, so like that would be really bad if I somehow forgot. But so when she gave them to me, because that was my birthday, and I was, oh my god, I was sick. They were apparently had been sick, so I literally just popped into their place like late that night. Because my birthday was Wednesday, so we had the stream Tuesday night. Wednesday, I actually. Had the whole day. I was dying, basically sore throat and everything. But at the end of the night, I was like, let me pop over. Gave me this little like surprise. They opened one thing, had like some kind of whipped cream type stuff on it, or like some kind of whipped cream type thing.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I threw it in the trash. It was
cute. It was just the second one that they bought that like I took home with me, and I forgot I put it on top of the fridge. So that's what it was. It was like on top of the fridge, shower. That was not in the shower.
I remember.
But it wasn't. I don't even think it was. Like, the sink would be weird too. But it was probably somewhere that maybe didn't sound very normal. So people. No, because like I'm flattered that was.
Yeah, that's funny. Because it was just like how you said it. It's like I have brownies. There's somewhere, and I'm like. I was like, how do you not have a general idea of where the brownies are? like that was just a little concerning. So I'm like, shouldn't they be at least in the kitchen?
I just felt like it was slowly building like on the Toby legend. You know what I mean? Like before that it was like the wine, it was like the sommelier. You're like,
yes.
Yeah. And this is water because I don't have water bottles, but I got my little. Yeah,
You're little. That's not a little glass.
man. I would have joined you with just water. I'm like trying not to drink too much, but this is just wine.
I mean, I have this unopened bottle. I actually just finished with my roommate a bottle of pineapple barefoot Froscato. This one is green apple, unopened. I'll open it eventually, but I figured let me drink the water in my glass first, and then
for sure.
See, that's a good thing. Put water in your.
I can't go overly sweet with alcohol for like extended periods. I can get like one drink of that. It just stays in my mouth. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I completely get it, and like I've kind of been going away, especially like some of the sweet sparkling. Like I don't really like those like those like Lux whatever alcohol, like the Blue Lux or like the champagne off brands, whatever. Like what's the really popular brand that you have like I think it's Moet. You have like Moet and Rosé. Like I can only do so much of that. Like Rosé is not exactly the same, but Moet, like a lot of those, I'm just like I can only do so much of this, especially like sweet liquor, like some of those really like Tennessee honey or like some other ones. I'm like, please no.
Absolutely not.
I realize now, like there was like a apple cider whiskey, which I like that idea, but it's just like so sweet. Same thing with the peanut butter whiskey. Well, that's not everyone can get down with that. Again, I like the idea. I like how like it's creative, but it's like it's too sweet. It just tastes like syrup at this point. Even if it's 40%, I'm kind of dying here. So, but
I mean, 40% is really high. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's good. Like, I guess what I'm saying is like it's still like it's not just like it's not just like one of those like liqueurs or those like there's not like one of those what's the thing that you often see inside of I can't remember the name of it now, but it's like I think grenadine. Like it's not like those kind of like super sweet, syrupy, barely alcoholic things where you really shouldn't be drinking them except to mix. It was more so like an actual 40% real liquor, which is good, but it just sucked that it was so sweet because I'm just like I don't know. It's a weird combination. What's up? I can't really.
Did you say peanut butter whiskey? I've never heard those two words together. 3 words. Hi.
Oh yeah.
I'm Irish, but I don't condone peanut butter whiskey. I don't know what that is. Is my sound working okay?
Screwball. Yeah, your sound's great.
Okay. I'm just like listening in the backstage.
Good.
That sounds fabulous. A toast to you two and your 2-year anniversary. Some peanut butter whiskey to both of you. if I were a drinker. If I'm not a drinker.
My water.
Yeah, Toby's drinking water. I thought he was
coconut oil.
Wine, so I poured myself a glass of wine.
Drinking?
Grab the first thing they're buying.
Cleanse out your insides. Just go for it.
Congratulations.
Oh, true. Yeah. Yeah. So, welcome to the chat. B Julia 33, also known as. I was gonna say
Dream, right? That was your name. Okay.
Chad thinks he's funny. Chad is funny. It's good to see you, Chad. Nice to meet you. I'm a big admirer from the chat because I'm like, this guy, he's wholesome. And I wasn't flirting with you. I know you're married. I was like, I can tell you're wholesome because you're married. It's like a rarity in America. I was like, how do you do that? What's that like? Like, I've never seen anybody married. Like, my parents aren't married. Like, the best people I know are married, though, actually. That's what it is.
My poor fiance.
Freaking. Oh, your fiance. Okay, well, congratulations to you.
Oh, Chad,
wait, how many wives do you have? Are you in Utah?
Oh, God. I'm not in Utah. I'm in New Jersey.
His phone will be ringing. Did you catfish us? Was he lying about his... Were you lying about your bio?
What?
Did I get you wrong? I thought for some reason in the chat I thought you were married. There was some kind of conversation we had last week or the week before that
like
came out.
Married. You know, he's practically married.
You said married. I'm engaged. I was like, it's generally boilerplate. I'm taken, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, it's probably like that kind of conversation about marriage because his perspective is sort of building towards that. Sometimes I've heard that you're also not married. Like I've sometimes thought you were married, then I remember, oh wait, no, you're engaged. Okay.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I always think that's true. Like because you've been with your now fiance for like ever, right?
Yeah, since I was 18.
Why did it take you so long to pop the question? I think that's what she's getting at. Why'd you make her wait so long, Chad? No. Are you a doctor? Those look like scrubs.
No, it's just a shirt.
Oh, because I'm just here representing. I don't know about you, Chad.
Big fridge guy.
Big fridge guy.
Yeah, that was a fun time. Like, oh my god, that was my first apartment with a huge fridge because I used my kitchen island as my workstation during COVID. Like I don't know, I couldn't be bothered to use my bedroom, so I would just stay in my kitchen island, and I had my office chair there, literally in between the fridge and the island, which is not much space at all, but I don't know, I just liked it. And so you could just see this giant fridge, and I feel like Mish, Bat Noir, and all these people would just make these jokes about in this fridge.
That's impressive that you didn't gain weight. You're standing right next to the fridge, reaching this peanut butter whiskey at all times.
Pandemic was a weird time. I feel like I wasn't eating nearly enough.
The logo, when I was designing the new logo, I was trying to incorporate the fridge like into the logo.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Because I was like, how? Because it's like such a staple. I felt it's like how could I still kind of bring it in? But I still kind of kept like the lines. I actually wanted like another line above, like another like right angle line to kind of make a fridge. I was trying.
Oh my god.
Great.
But Chad, I did want to ask, are you having a bachelor party?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
What? I'm disappointed. What will be happening at this bachelor party?
Yeah, I think that's the primary. Like, what will be happening? I don't think anything crazy. I'm not.
No strippers.
Beforehand, I'll be like, "Are you cool with this? Cool with this? Cool with this? Cool, whatever." I'm not.
That's why he's engaged. Oh, so proud.
I'm sure,
Good
like
one.
friends will probably want to be like pushing it, but whatever.
Yeah.
Are any of your friends single by any chance? Just curious.
That's a good question. I like where she's going with this.
What are some of their phone numbers off the top of your head? I'm kidding.
This is the age of where people save numbers. I don't remember any number.
I know. Likely excuse.
So that was actually a joke from the show Insecure. One of the characters said it to a guy like, "What are some of your friends' numbers off the top of your head?" I was like, fucking hilarious. If any of you guys haven't watched Insecure on HBO, definitely watch it. It's like
I have to watch that.
It's like just like a top tier, amazing, hilarious show. Like I was rewatching it with a friend for a bit, and I was just like, holy shit, this is really fucking good. Like, and I've rewatched like every season. I haven't rewatched the final season yet, but I've rewatched like every season. And then like, years later when like the entire series is done, then I watch it. I watched like the first 2 seasons with my friend. I was like, holy shit, just like seeing how everything kind of connects and like how the characters just grow and build. It's just, it's just fantastic. It's an absolutely phenomenal show.
What network is it on? Is it like on HBO? See, that's why.
Yeah.
It's just not for poor people, I see. I don't have HBO.
HBO has like a commercial version now that's like, I think $10 a month.
Oh, I thought you were going to hook me up with a way to steal HBO. Like, there's a way to get HBO for free nowadays. You should know by now. But do you like Kendrick Sampson? I saw an interview with somebody, and he's on Insecure.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first time I saw him was today. He's on Esquire.
Yeah. Like I love the character that he plays in the show because like he's like this hot guy. I think he has like green eyes or something. But like he like I don't know, like all the characters just have like really real life like shit going on, and like Kendrick Sampson's character like has like a really great story, and it's just just being able to put that perspective, especially for like the black male, like a black man, to have like that kind of like experience, because he had like some stuff like mental health and things like that. So
the actor sounds really cool too. Like the actor is actually really informed. He's like that one guy. What's that one guy? He made a speech. He was super light skinned. There's like a street noise. Sorry.
It's California.
Yeah.
I
know like we were going in a whole bunch of directions. One thing I was interested in, or I kind of thought like back with your bio, Chad.
Oh no.
No.
Who's read his bio?
Well, not bio. Okay, Okay, I mean, I didn't know that sounded so strange. I just meant like
No, it does. Like I just didn't get the memo.
The introduction.
Man does his research. I respect that. He's like a talk show host.
Yeah,
He does
no,
all
true.
I bounced out on him when he was
You
about to
wrote
ask me a
this
question.
thing about being like, no.
Okay. No, Toby's a better man than me. Toby's also a man.
Very
Like
professional.
I guess I am a better man because
Yeah, 'cause
You're the better woman. You can rest on that.
that's true. I am a better woman than Toby.
You are.
Darn.
No contact.
Maybe next time. So what I was gonna ask you, or say, not really ask, but comment, was like how we had removed the Yang thing, and you kind of had been moving away from politics. Because I know some other people, like people might have been like only knew, like even B. Julia, you were saying how you knew of us because we had the Yang thing, and then that's how we found the channel. And sometimes it is like that, but sometimes maybe it's also like you have a broadening, and people kind of get drawn to that broadening. And I think that's very interesting. And that's part. I mean, we didn't rebrand just like to get away from Yang personally, but because a lot of people were rebranding to Humanity everything. Humanity, Nerds for Humanity. You had, well, I guess the Matt Show just kept the name, but like you have a lot of other people. The Humanity, Mia Dunford's like Humanities. It used to be Yang Roundtable, I think, and then it became like a Humanity something. I think even Rocky might have been on that. Maybe I'm not right, but then I know there's also. The futurocracy and stuff. So I felt like a lot of people were rebranding to things with Forward and Humanity. I was never gonna be the Melanated Council of Humanity first, but the Melanated Council worked pretty nice.
It's good that you made yourself distinctive, because I got pulled into a bunch of side groups like that were like forward thinking, progressive, but they weren't actually Yang, but they just had the same branding.
Like
So, but I still
Humanity
remember
or
those groups too. There's one that's Forward. Forward is just for economic like justice. But it's not Yang, I guess. I'm a socialist now, apparently. I don't know. I'm part of the Socialists for America. I don't know where I got pulled into just by thinking I was okay with Yang. They got a lot of cross language. But you're the Melanated Council of what? What do you stand up for? Like, if you're not for Yang, are you for economic justice? I'm down for that.
Where is the council?
What do you want, Burr? What do you want, Burr? If you stand for nothing, Burr.
Are you for humanity or forward? Are you for the, what is it? Not right, but not left. It's just forward. Forward thinking.
They wear hoods and they're behind the scene and they're like doing like chants and stuff. I don't know.
Oh goodness, like hackers?
Yeah, like anonymous or something. They are the council.
That's scary. They're the ones pulling the strings. They're in charge. That would be nice. I wish. Don't get me started. I don't want to get political.
No, I think it's just just still kind of just like an evolution of our original name. Like I don't really think it's I guess we're not really I don't know, council is just I don't know, it's not really relevant. It's just
you're a wise council, a trio of people who stand together on what? We've diversified it up. We've broken the color barrier.
Yes, a foundation of friends. No, we definitely broken it.
Well, that's not controversial. I don't know. We gotta have some spice.
Trying to make
pumpkin
it
spice.
Oh, thanks, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
So much.
Too much nutmeg with the pumpkin.
Those are some of our most chill episodes. We don't have to plan anything. This Thanksgiving, you guys plan anything. It's just great. I think it's some of our not that we're not natural, but like in our most natural states, like Thanksgiving is definitely one of those. Along, of course, with like Christmas Day and other holidays like that. It's actually interesting because we had an interview with I'm trying to remember. It was the Humanity First Movement. Of course, that was a big one. That was like originally that was just like the Yang Gang, and then they turned into like Humanity First Movement, and they were the grassroots arm basically, like Humanity Forward. You have this sort of nonprofit Humanity First. There was just different people, and so we had been interviewed, and I'm trying to remember exactly who the people who like the hosts were on it, but we had been interviewed like April, so it was around this time last year. So it was a year into creating our channel, and we had just been interviewed because they were doing like Sunday specials with a lot of different people. Some of them were candidates like Yenny DeRoche. Some of them were like just groups like us, and so we got to talk. Just it's funny because they normally went for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but I feel like we were going to like 2 hours, if not later. And it's like, this is just what we do, guys. If you don't know us now, you know us. This is like going to be your longest episode ever. But it was really cool because they asked us a lot of interesting questions, like what was like maybe your favorite episodes cool? What were maybe some of the episodes you didn't like as much, or some like things not like what don't you like about each other, but maybe what are some like pressure points or tension points or just interesting things. I was like, I haven't had to really think about that explicitly. And we were like, yeah, there were some episodes where maybe it was like a little dry, like it was important, like the war on drugs, but it was just so much reading of like legislative text, like the crime bill. Oh my god, that crime bill was painful. And it was like Ron. I mean, we all were looking at it, but Ron was really reading that thing line by line. And
I have a question for you guys, though.
What's up?
Can I ask you guys a question? What if you were spice? What kitchen spice would you be?
I didn't see that coming.
What's your spice animal? Or was it not spirit spice?
Animal.
Well, I might have to be like suya, just because it's a popular Nigerian spice.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'd probably have to be like Scotch bonnet.
And what's that? Scotch bonnet.
Scotch bonnet pepper.
I like it. People bring
Yeah.
like the like foreign and exotic.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
I mean, like
It's
I
a
love
pepper.
spicy food.
Spicy.
So, like,
I like that.
yeah, and I love Scotch
Definitely.
bonnet pepper too, even though like it is spicy as fuck. Like this pepper, it's really hot.
The way pepper should be.
All right.
It's alright.
Chad. What spice would you be, Chad? Salt and pepper. No. Yeah.
That's Mitt Romney. Salt and pepper.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Probably garlic powder.
Nice.
That's solid. That's a staple. For
Pumpkin.
sure.
Yeah, staple.
Just proud of myself.
So,
I came up with mine.
According to this BuzzFeed quiz, kidding, but being garlic powder means you are a solid foundation
Salty.
person.
You're a little bit salty.
Find garlic salt. We
You
good.
most likely met your
You kill
now
vampires.
fiance at 18.
You guys really researched this guy. Like, you live at 1,
I
2,
didn't know
3
that.
River Road.
I delivered the information. I can't complain.
Okay.
What about you, B. Julia?
What spice would I be?
Yes, what spice?
I just came up with this today. That's why I'm so proud of my question. I had pumpkin
Oh,
spice
nice.
because I have red hair.
Oh, okay.
It should be red. Does it look red? It's supposed to be red. My avatars usually has red hair.
I thought you were gonna say because
Oh
What was the spice I didn't hear? Sorry.
Pumpkin spice.
Oh, right. You did, yeah.
I feel like one of the Spice Girls. Like I came up with a 6 Spice Girl. I'm pumpkin
Right.
spice, Irish spice, whatever.
I
Scary
thought you were gonna
spice,
say
fruity
it's because
spice.
of being basic, but it's okay. We move.
What did you say? Being
Whoa.
basic? That I'm basic? Okay. No,
That's all.
bring it.
That's all. You have the ready here. You're at the
About
ready
to go
here.
on.
You're ready here for a fiery time. It's all good.
I know I'm Irish. I'm fiery. I have a temper, and I'm here to fight. So no, I'm not here to fight.
I was ready for the road.
I like to laugh. I'm all the typical Irish stereotypes. I went to Ireland. And I was like, oh, I'm home. I like to write, and we get very fired up about things we care about. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. Not a lover. I'm a peaceful person.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I have-
when
I
I
have
was
a
home, I changed my
But I'll
hot
fight for what
sauce
I believe in.
collection. I got like
I
a
have,
whole.
I have a controversial question.
Good. Bring it.
Okay. Since you mentioned stereotypes, I was like, because I don't really know like too much about Irish stereotypes. But like, what Jamaican stereotypes have you all? heard?
Ganja. Oh, sorry.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I just jumped on me. Sorry.
Jamaican specifically, I just.
Always saying mine.
Jamaican stereotypes?
Yeah, Jamaican stereotypes.
That's where she went to get her groove back, right? That's where Stella got her groove back?
That is where Stella got her group back
Okay.
by a non-Jamaican guy,
So-
by Tay Diggs.
Oh, she didn't even help the local population. She should have gone a groove back with like a local. That's like that's a haterade tourist move.
Well, like, he
go
was
and, like,
American in real life, but he was Jamaican in the movie.
Oh, I see. Oh, they
Yeah.
still didn't hire local. They could have hired a local guy, like Bob Marley.
Well, he
He's Jamaican,
wasn't
right?
on Spot.
Not like they
Look,
would hire him,
I'll
but
just
like
be happy
he's
if
Bob.
people
That's an
can point
association.
to Jamaica.
Wait, say that again, Chad.
I'll just be happy if people can point to Jamaica on a map at this point. Like,
Right, yeah.
I think you have low standards there, Chad. People know where Jamaica is. I know they stole Lauryn Hill from us, and I want her back. Send a memo. She went down, she started having kids, and she never came back. Except when they, don't get me started. So,
Yeah, no, I was
long as she's
just
happy.
curious. I was just curious what people.
It's an island.
Yeah.
Do they really smoke a lot of weed?
I don't think it's like
Jamaican on. They're cool, laid back. They got the cool accent. Reggaeton sounds like it might be have Jamaican
no,
roots.
that's like Spanish. It's just
Yes.
reggae.
Yeah, I know that's Puerto Rico, right? Or
Probably like
I don't know.
Dominican. Or
Yeah, it's hard to put one thing on it.
I just always think of that the commercial where they kind of mixed up that Bob Marley song.
Chad coming in with the stereotypical Chad.
Wait, did I talk about
Apple commercial?
The tourist board? They did like a "Come to Jamaica and feel alright."
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, was Bobby McFarlane Jamaican? He sounds like he had an accent.
That was the song. Just do the song.
Yeah, right. That's interesting.
Don't worry, be happy. Why did Bobby McFarlane have an accent?
What?
Where's that Bobby McFarlane from?
Bob Marley.
Don't worry, be happy now. Woo! Didn't he have an accent? Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry.
I don't know who
Name the
that
little
is.
song you wrote. Every note by note. Don't worry. He has an
Isn't
accent.
that like the singing bass?
No, Bobby McFarlane.
Bobby
Wait,
McFerrin.
Don't worry, be happy.
yeah,
Or
that's
McFerrin,
singing
sorry.
bass does that song. You
McFarlane.
press the button and it like does the.
You guys don't know the "Don't Worry, Be Happy" song? Am I old for that?
Is it
Probably
Billy?
heard it. It's just I don't
Uh,
always get very like when it comes to actual names and artists. Sometimes I'm like, oh, oops. Looking at this person and
Don't worry, be happy. Do you know the song?
probably should know this, but I really don't.
It says he
Don't
was born in
worry.
New York. His parents were classically trained singers. His father,
Be happy.
Robert,
He's
was
from
African American male.
he's from New York.
Yeah, I was about to say he have immigrant.
It definitely doesn't sound like a New York accent. Don't worry, be happy. That's a great song. You guys don't know that song?
No, I
Wow.
know that song. I know that song. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah,
What's happening
no,
here?
no,
Am I in
no,
a different
no.
universe?
Parents
Right.
are
I just never like thought about like where this person was even like from or anything.
Who else are famous musicians from Jamaica? There's like just Bob Marley, huh? Is he Jamaican? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he was from.
He's Jamaican.
Yes, yes.
That's hard to
I know
say.
about Nigeria.
You know about because you said that you dated some Nigerians in the past.
I didn't say that. Did you really research me that thoroughly? I believe I've never said that. But
You
my
definitely-
ex-fiance was Nigerian, yes.
Yeah, you said this on the stream a few weeks ago. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it was like on the chat.
Was it
She
in the chat?
mentioned-
Yeah,
She
said
said
she
she married
was-
like a Nigerian or engaged to.
I normally don't tell people that.
yeah. You
He's a
in the
Christian.
chat means
That's
that
amazing.
it's forever engraved in the internet history. I will get the
Oh.
timestamp. I'll tell you guys all later when she put this. No, I'm just kidding.
The primary descriptor was Christian, and that's why I fell for it. But we didn't work out.
Oops.
And he was very patriarchal. Not patriarchal. What was he? Traditional? I don't know
Yeah.
how.
Isn't it the same thing?
Patriarchal.
Yeah, basically they fall in the same lane.
Like when you think of
Nice guy.
traditional and patriarchal, it's like woman in the kitchen cooking. That's
And you can imagine me. I'm like,
Traditional.
oh yeah, I'm totally like your
Yeah,
typical
totally.
submissive.
so. Ron, welcome.
Yes.
Ron, welcome.
What's going
You-
on, Ron?
Is he still on a plane? He's been traveling
Oh,
forever.
Ron, I
Is he
can't
always on a
hear
private jet?
you.
That's a far track meet.
No, we
But
can't
yeah,
hear you, Ron.
he's
Oh,
not on
okay.
mute, but I think he has the
Uh-oh.
like
No.
the issue that happened where sometimes it's I don't know what system he's using. Are you using your phone?
He's using
Are
his
you-
No.
microphone.
No,
Oh.
using my headset.
Oh,
And
there we are.
And to Toby's point, like, yes, typically I can mute myself via my headset, and I forgot to look down and say, "Oh, snaps!" You know, I muted myself.
Oh, I actually didn't
Yeah,
realize
I know.
that was it.
Hey, you're
Yeah.
better than me.
Nobody
Like
puts Ron in the corner.
prior to going live, I thought everyone was mics were wrong, but it was just me I had my sound off. I was like, I can't hear you, Toby. I can't hear you, Chad. You guys are wrong.
First, it
That's always
was
the
just
other
me.
one.
So I was like, dang, I must really have some kind of problem. And then
No.
Chad came on, and I didn't realize that she was saying that she also couldn't hear him. Now, if she said that, then I would have been like,
Yeah.
you know, we're gonna do some elimination here.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, no. It was, but it's possible that both of y'all could have just been wrong, though. I'm kidding. Likelihood, no.
She's committed to that platform. She's like,
Nice.
I'm always right. I hope you guys
I'm
know.
always-
Wow.
I see the dynamics already going on.
It's the melanated council of me.
there's a divide on the left versus the right somehow. And I don't know why I'm in the middle. But...
Typical centrist.
Hey, Mark has also been on the stream before.
Right, yeah. We want to know, like, what are some of your favorite moments on here? And you all are welcome to join the chat. I mean, not the stream. If you want to be live and show your face, or if you just want to, not show your face and just show your voice, that's
and do
fine.
a little wiggle. Come on,
there you go.
Like
you're be like Chad. Drink. What are you drinking, Chad? Are you okay? You having a moment? He's like, I was sober until tonight.
I might be okay.
It's gonna be better in a minute.
Style ale. I don't know. I don't know what this one is. I just got it.
What are you drinking?
A pale ale? That doesn't
I don't know this brewing company. It's a Nomada Brewing Company Passiflora Berliner Weiss style ale.
I never heard of that.
Elle, didn't you say you were doing some bottling or brewing? Did you get anything brewed?
Yeah, actually, I brewed. I mean, not brewed, but I bottled my beer yesterday. Like, actually, had like a little party because it was actually my 1 year for starting home brewing. So me and my friend.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, like my friend.
You didn't invite me. Thank you. I don't feel hurt at all.
Actually, I'm there for you. If you want to fly out for the day,
girl, I'll fly out for you in a heartbeat.
What was the
down?
What'd you get out of it? What were you brewing?
Well, we made a Belgian ale that took, we started it back in March, I want to say. And then we had to condition it in a glass carboy for 2 months. This was the longest brew that I've ever done. And then it was finally time to bottle it. I was like, oh, thank fucking God. Because
that's so cool.
Yeah. Well, it's just also scary because you never know what could happen. But
True.
So
you could mess around and start a small business. You could sell that. That's good.
No, it's true.
If they try to outlaw alcohol again, you're set. You need to have those reserves, those resources.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, we're going back in time, so I guess it's a perk to know how to make
Roe v. Wade, prohibition. Who knows what's next?
Okay. Right. I mean, I want to be as sad as that is, may not be that surprising. But yeah, so I invited some friends over. It was pretty last minute. My friend came over and he grilled on the he has a skillet, a propane grill that he likes to bring, and he had some burger meat prepared because he grilled at another friend's place on Saturday. So I was like, oh, perfect. So he came over and we a bunch of friends came over. It was nice. And actually, so I live directly in front of the pool in my neighborhood.
Oh, this just got bougie. I was like, this is not getting. This is so shishi. I love it. You have a pool. You have a homeowners association.
Men in your kitchen, for you? Are you doing the Toby method?
Wait, say that. Oh, just men and. I mean, I guess I could be Toby adjacent, Toby-ish. I follow the book of Toby.
Influence.
Chapter 2, verse 13. Thou shalt not cook for themselves. Thou shalt have the opposite sex cook.
I'm gonna be very,
I must read this text.
I'm gonna be very careful with that one. I'm gonna be very careful with that. I like the first part at least. I should not cook for myself, preferably the opposite sex. But at the same time,
he went there.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
Lord.
But let me give.
I'm not saying anything about Nigeria or stereotypes now, but
wow,
it's the opposite sex should be cooking and barefoot and pregnant. Thank you, Toby.
Well, I will say though, yesterday, the Memorial Day, the pool opened up. It's crazy. There's a lot of things actually happening. I'm going to focus on this, but I'm also going to say why this day is so significant for other reasons too. So, yesterday the pool opened up because our complex. I think it's all statewide law. Pretty much everything opens Memorial Day, closes Labor Day. So I was talking to Elle earlier today how I had basically done a little get together at the pool. It didn't really have many people inside the pool because they have a lifeguard and it was the first day. But I had a lot of people outside. They had 2 grills. We only, consider it, so we only took one of the grills. But I invited some of my friends from the town I used to live in, Lowell, and then I had friends of mine who live in Boston. Both of those towns are about 20 to 25 minutes away from where I currently live. So, Boston's obviously a city, but the point is they're it's like equidistant. So I had a few friends over very last minute because my roommate like suggested the idea sometime on Sunday, and I had just come back from freaking Cornell, Syracuse area Sunday night, or Saturday night, like 1 a.m. basically. I landed.
Okay.
So like yesterday, we had 2 people grilling. One was a woman, good friends of my roommate, my friend, but also
Sorry.
my roommate. My roommate's also a woman. So
your roommate's a woman?
Oh yeah, maybe I never mentioned I have a female.
Why do you
roommate.
say it like that? Like so
No,
apologetically.
I guess I just always assumed it was a male.
I just assumed it was a female. Not kidding.
Oh,
I just
Chad
think
was like,
about a female roommate.
Chad was like, I know Toby. No.
He's like a modern man. It's good.
So we had a good friend of mine from Lowell cooked, and then the girl was from Boston area, and so it was like equal. They both were on the grill doing their thing. It was pretty.
Who grills better though?
I can feel my feminist side getting riled up. I'm like, where did I step in?
You know, they were both in the kitchen,
Why?
but they're having a great time. That's equal.
See, I was just saying it was like equal. It wasn't like we delegated all the work.
Who let the female next to a grill? She might have burned herself. That's a man's job.
I know, right? That's so weird.
Like, you guys supposed to hunt and grill the meat. She gathers berries.
Oh wow, we have to hunt too. That's crazy.
There's berries.
Let's keep it traditional. My feminist side is all like,
this is very tame, honestly. This is very tame.
It's about to get spicy. No.
So
what were they grilling?
So there was some steak. First they started off with like burgers, and some hot dogs. The burgers, I feel like that was done, but then they had chicken too. That was good. So chicken, burgers, hot dogs, and then they had a lot of steak, like so much left over. I feel like.
Wait, that's topsy turvy. What are you talking? You went burger for you start with the better meat, don't you? I feel like am I crazy?
I'm not gonna lie.
What is this now? There's a meat hierarchy I don't know about.
Ground meat versus steak, there is a hierarchy. That's like,
oh yeah,
come on.
Beef
but there's an order.
I've never grilled in my life. I should say I've never used a grill in my life. It's just is what it is.
Oh,
I've never grilled in my life. Maybe I should learn in time for Juneteenth and Father's Day. Well, Juneteenth. Let me not imply anything.
Father's Day.
I don't think you have to learn. It's like fire and meat.
Oh, sorry, they're the same day. I forgot. That's the thing this year.
Yeah.
So it's like that. I saw a joke that was like Father's Day. Like this is like the Father's Day world champion. Like the Father's Day world champion. It's like the fact that Father's Day is on Juneteenth is like the Olympic or the world champions for fathers everywhere. It's like
Juneteenth.
You have to get the uncle shoes, the cargo pants, the cargo shorts. Gotta make sure your arms are like big enough. And just Ron's like I can relate.
I cannot relate.
He said I cannot relate.
Oh, not at all.
The Black Dad Olympics. I'm excited.
The Black Father representing us.
Oh, it's about to be June tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
It's a brand new month. And we have Juneteenth coming up.
Brand new
I like that. We have
month,
Juneteenth before 4th of July. It was Kendrick Sampson who, in his interview, was saying that 4th of July is not a holiday we celebrate. He was like, that wasn't a good holiday. We weren't, or what did he say? I can't quote him. But I was like, yeah, it's good that we have an American holiday.
It is like when you think like on history, like it is like an odd holiday because like not everybody was free. It was just like what?
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Rich white men.
They didn't even have the Constitution. It's stupid. Just saying.
It's arbitrary, but now we can be more inclusive. I think with Juneteenth, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I can't speak to
it. I'm all for just more days off, honestly.
More days off.
Yes.
Yeah. We just need one in August, and then. Like
yes.
We have May, June, July, and August.
Yeah,
and then
no, exactly.
September.
Because May to July is like it's pretty good. Even without Juneteenth, we have the end of May to the beginning of July. But then from July to September is like a whole 2-month period because this beginning of July, nothing for a month. It's not. I wouldn't call it a drought. The drought is. We get MLK Day off, and then we don't. Like yesterday was our our next holiday. We don't get President's Day off. We don't get anything in between.
We don't get President's Day off. See, that's why I feel so sad that we live in a capitalist society that all we think of in terms of holidays is days off. Like we're so soaked in this culture. I was about to get on
When I
what
was
do
in
you call it? A
school,
Very
soapbox
true. Very true.
on capitalism and exploiting of workers.
Don't
No,
do that for shit.
Oh.
So they take a whole month off.
very
But I
valid.
don't work a 40-hour work week. They're not going to suck me down. I'd rather be poor. But they really got me under the boot.
I want to hear about this ice cream.
so what do y'all think of that Juneteenth flavored ice cream at Walmart? I was kind of upset because it was like Great Value brand, which is Walmart.
Ooh.
But
That
I
is
mean,
good.
I wish I could have tried it before. Like,
Ben and
you know,
Jerry should come out with a Juneteenth. Like, that would be good stuff. Like they did with Colin Kaepernick.
What's in it?
Yeah,
it's
what's
like,
the flavor?
isn't it like
Don't let
red
it be
velvet
bad.
or something?
There's so many ways
Like,
I can go sideways.
I can't remember the flavor. And also, I'm
How-
joking about it being like Walmart branded. I think it was like to be expected, which I didn't like about how everything fucking happened. Because like
What?
I
There's
remember,
marketing. It's all
like
money.
I remember, like I made it. I think it was like on Facebook or something like years ago. Like I remember I wrote something about how they're going to, like, I guess I don't know if like gentrify Juneteenth is like the proper terminology, but just like I don't know, whitewash it. Like
Like capitalize
not,
it, make it
like-
consumer oriented.
like
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're gonna hear like you're gonna see some like events on Facebook show be like, oh, come to our Juneteenth bar crawl. You know, we're gonna, go down here and be like, I don't know, like Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. We're gonna go here.
Seriously.
And
Ooh.
it's gonna be like some bullshit.
Jesus Christ.
Like it's gonna be.
I know.
It's gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
everything is about consumerism. Like, if Hallmark can make a card out of it, then it's a go. It's a green light. Like, that's all
For
they care
sure.
about is money.
No, for sure.
When do you ever
That's
hear
like
about
one of
Kwanzaa
my-
anymore? The only time I see is a card. And, like, I don't know.
Like,
Sorry,
what-
go ahead.
Like, what was fun is like one of my friends yesterday was like, "Oh, I got you something for Juneteenth." I was like, "I'm not mad at it because I like gifts, but like, I'm."
Wait a second.
Sorry.
I got you something for Juneteenth.
I was
Maybe
like,
we should properly define what's the. I feel like it should be an American holiday. Like, everybody should be celebrating Juneteenth.
like, I mean, I can see, like, I feel like it's, could be like definitely like. I think it's like definitely like a win for everyone, like when
Yeah.
everyone was free.
I know, right?
But
America has a lot of work to do.
hey, but without further ado, we have a special, amazing guest coming on who's joining us. He hasn't been on in a while, but you all know him and love him.
See, now I can finally see the guests.
You're Justin, Jermaine Johnson of South Carolina.
Yeah.
What's going on, good people?
Yes.
Hey,
Not worthy.
Shut up.
Oh, man.
You're worthy.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing great. We are
Great.
celebrating
Just
our
talking about
2
Juneteenth.
years.
Yes,
of-
I saw that. I saw the post and everything, so I definitely wanted to come on and just congratulate y'all on 2 amazing years
Yeah.
of putting the word out there, speaking good stuff, and doing the great work that we need out there, man.
Yes.
So congratulations out to all y'all for always being so welcoming to me to come on here and crash y'all's party every once in a while.
Of
Absolutely.
course. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, you are always welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Man. Yeah, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of a ridiculous re-election time. So
Right.
yeah. I'm not gonna be on here. Not gonna be on here. Just wanted to, congratulate y'all on everything y'all are doing. It's hard work out here, yo. I tell you.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So y'all
Yeah.
just wish me some good luck, and we'll be fine after that.
Yes. No. Good
Oh,
luck. No,
Seriously.
Yes.
No, you're gonna
Keep up
kick
the good
ass.
work.
Redistricting is crazy. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I feel for you,
True.
man.
Yeah,
True,
it sucks. All right, good people. Well, y'all continue on with the show. Congratulations again. Appreciate y'all letting me
Thank
come hop on
you.
for a second.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
right,
Y'all,
good
again,
luck.
you're always welcome. Right?
Yes. Right. You're always welcome. Yay!
Yay! Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, it's definitely like primary time. Like Erica's primaries are next week, next Tuesday.
Yep.
Erica Rhodes,
A week from now.
Um,
My God.
from California District 32. She's like,
It's like
LA.
Yes.
9th, was it? I don't remember.
No, 7th.
The 7th, shit.
Yeah.
Come on, Chad, you got to know like today's the
drunk.
31st plus 7. I wish we had 9 days in a week.
tragic.
Man, right?
Is it because they're exploited as a worker? Let's bring it back to the real talk.
Yes, and I get to work 7 days out of the week instead of 9. I mean, instead of 5 out of 7. Yes.
Do you-
Oh yeah, that's probably what would happen.
That's where the brainwashing starts. I get to work 7 days a week. You get 5 days a week still and 4 days off. Then you have an
They're gonna
equitable
find a time
balance
compression
of life.
chamber, and then who will be laughing?
Me.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god. Yo.
I'm my own boss, so I'm supposed to be working right now. Actually,
Drivers to drive.
I'm a great boss. I don't make myself.
What did you? I mean, you mentioned, of course, stuff about yourself last week. What do you do again for work?
Toby, I thought you did your research. I'm insulted. Okay, so no, I do Uber Eats.
Yeah, I know that you also do Uber. Yeah.
Yeah, I do Uber Eats, food delivery. I do gig work, so I do stuff here and there just so I can work for myself. I deal drugs recreationally. No, I'm just kidding.
Cool.
I mean, you can. You're in
I do
California.
deliveries. I'm in San Francisco. What do you need? I walk dogs. We have more dogs than people in San Francisco, so I have a lot of work to do. I do pet sitting, house sitting, dog walking, poop picking, upping.
Okay.
And I love it. And I work for Uber Eats. I'm going to sign up for Rabbit Task or whatever it is.
Task Rabbit.
Task Rabbit.
Yeah.
Got to pass that background check. And I'm in.
There you
Nice.
go.
That's
There you
cool.
go.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You get to
I'm
make
pulling
your
off
own-
my innocent girl thing. I fool everybody. I get away with a lot. What?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
I'm saying, like, you make like your own schedule.
Yes, I love being my own boss. Like, I was working for a private dog walking company, but she wanted me there like at 11 a.m. every day. I was like, girl, 11 a.m. I'm not a morning person. Just kidding. It's not that bad.
I would love to start at 11 a.m.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So, I had to fire her. So it's okay. Hi,
Yes.
Mish.
Mish, you gotta
No.
come on.
You gotta come
Hold
on.
on.
down here.
Mish
Yes.
needs
Wait
to
a
go
minute.
live and
Hold on.
Mish was
Hold
like
on.
Mega Man though. I saw that.
Hold on. I got to shout out Mish on Twitch because Mish has actually rated the channel with 6 viewers. So shout out to the 6 viewers who rated the Melanated Council Twitch stream. Hey, shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and put that in there.
Yeah, no, Brooke is out here hustling. B Julia 33.
seriously.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I really admire that because like there are times when I'm like, it'd be great to just be like my own boss. Like I feel like every 9 to 5 worker kind of sort of like thinks that, especially like when you have like a hard day.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it'd be great if we could. Oh, worker bee. Oh, she's back. Oh, I thought. Yeah, I know you were saying that you had to go. I thought you just had to just bounce. Okay. But yeah, no,
I
like
wouldn't
we're
be
just,
like that. That'd be like. But I figured I'd make room for Mish. There's like too many people, and I interrupt enough as it is. God knows, I apologize. But then I'll make room for someone else to jump on.
Oh no,
Okay,
no,
I'll
no.
be watching
Like,
while I'm out on the road. Probably.
I mean,
We
like
have
Mish,
room
Mish,
for-
no excuses. Get on here.
Mish might be like. I mean, it'd be of course like amazing for Mish to come on because
Or
Yeah,
who else is here? Where's
they're just, like, an
Obama?
amazing human being.
Oh yeah, Rocky is in the chat, holding it down.
Yeah, yeah.
Obama.
Yeah, Rocky, if you want to come on, I post the link to the StreamYard on the Discord chat. You can come on your phone too.
Get on
Like,
here.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone. I'll make room for you. I'll hop off because I do have to get to work.
No, like we can have
But
we can both be on.
We have up to chat.
I'm
Everyone
trying to be
can-
noble.
Whenever you guys
Well,
wanna,
I'm a
like,
hypocrite.
Shut me out. Just give me the.
There's room in this chat for the all of
Basically,
us.
everybody in this chat could come on.
Yes.
I'm not gonna call everyone out. I could, but I'm just gonna say the 4 people.
Elizabeth.
Ender.
Oh my God.
Which, shout out to Ender Buckley. I've seen Ender's name for some time, like a year ago, maybe even
Yeah.
in 2020. It's always nice to see people like who might not always be commenting, but like they're there. Blake, Tatsuka, I assume that's how it's pronounced. You have Sample. You have all these people who I'm like, oh snap,
Aw,
you're here.
You know
Give her a
everybody.
sample.
you guys are the greatest. And you guys are on Twitch now too, I noticed. I was about to hop on Twitch and I was like, oh no. Who has a dog? Someone's got a dog.
I think Ron has a dog.
Gotta be me.
Puppy cameos always welcome. I always say that. Bring the dog on. Is it a pit bull? I like dogs. But yeah, you guys are on
I
Twitch as well.
got-
So I don't know if you guys have 2 different chats going, but I'm gonna try to check that out too.
Yeah, you can.
What kind of dog do you have, Ron?
Yeah, Twitch
Sorry.
is
I
very
have a full-blooded pit bull, and then I have.
Did I call it? I called it.
Labrador, Husky, and American Bully mix.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a nice mix right there. You guys good guard dogs. And did I call it or did I call it? I'm a professional, people. It's like pit bull. I sense it in the timbre of his bark. I recognize a pit bull. Those are good dogs.
And we appreciate you all.
Yeah, thank you for letting us come on like this. Love you guys. Chad, thank you for filling all my hopes and dreams of being a good fiance. Don't do anything at your bachelor party that you shouldn't do. That's why he's a good guy. There's hope for America. But I'm gonna jump off. I gotta go.
It was great seeing you, Brooke.
Yeah, thank you.
It was so lovely seeing you. I hope I can come back one day. I love talking to you.
Absolutely.
And you'll see me in the chat chopping it up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Bye.
I feel the pressure mount when it's just like the quarter screens now. I'm like, oh god, it's just me.
Oh, like, yeah. I mean,
Oh, God.
it was like the Roe v. Wade
you're good.
episode where it was just me for like a while.
Oh,
Like,
holding it down.
like I was like reluctant to even like want to talk about it, but like I'm glad that we did. Like Ron, like I have to give the credit to Ron. It wasn't even me, the woman. It was Ron who like definitely wanted to speak on it, and I'm glad that he pushed that for sure because like
it hits everyone.
Yeah, because like
Aw.
yeah, because but like, I was just like, all right, we gotta talk about this. I was just like, oh boy, this is heavy, and
No, it was good. It was good.
oh, thank you. And, well, the credit all goes to Ron though.
Oh,
Because like,
stop it.
oh, for sure. I know it's like a little on the nose for the U.S. It's like the credit for the Roe v. Wade episode goes to a man.
No,
The biggest feminist on the chat, a man.
It was big. I'm shitting my pants just like standing here, So like a story like that takes a lot, It's really
There you go.
appreciated.
Oh yeah,
really?
and thank
I
you
would
for
have never, honestly, would have never guessed. Like I feel like you're such a natural. I'm not lying. I'm not.
Yeah, your personality comes through strongly, like in the chat, and I feel like you do well. Do well. It's not like we have to perform. It's just we're just here, We're kicking it.
Yes.
Is it spinning plates?
I just say a random thing. You guys are just like, what? This is how it goes in chat too.
I love it.
That is actually true. That is very true.
And like I personally love just like randomness because you gotta like take your mind out of the kind of like the expected, and like also from doing stand-up comedy, like the curveball, the punchline, is, where the magic happens is where the joke is.
True.
Stand-up's great. Oh my god! I actually just showed my parents and my aunt and uncle. They were like, "Oh, Chad, you love stand-up. What's a stand-up you can recommend?" And I recommended Stanhope, and then they put it on. It was just so brutal. I was just turning back, like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah. No, like when you said that because I honestly haven't like really like listened to him.
It was just happened to be on mine because I was talking
Right,
about that.
for sure, absolutely. But like when you said like he was kind of like, I think it was Toby who said he was kind of like George Carlin or Carlin-esque, and I was just like, I wasn't sure because I remember just like hearing like one of his jokes like years ago, and I felt like he was more dark like Anthony Jeselnik. I guess because I was just putting George Carlin to like a super high untouchable regard, which he deserves.
Well, stylistically, like Anthony Jeselnik is more like he just kind of is like dry, and then he'll like hit you. Whereas it's more like a conversational. I'm making a point about something is like the George Carlin thing.
Right, for sure, and like Doug Stanhope definitely does that as well.
Yeah,
like I could for sure see the similarities. But yeah, no, like I gotta definitely listen to him again. Mish, it's in the Discord.
Yeah, it's in the Discord. You're like the owner of the Discord. What's going
on,
bro?
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
God, we're gonna have
Come
some
on,
I'm not worried.
Yes, come on, Mish.
Oh
The
man,
beautiful, amazing Mish.
yes.
Oh my God.
I
When
mean-
Dr. Johnson showed up, I was like, oh my God, I can't. What do I say? Oh my God.
What do I say? It's like
I mean,
Just be yourself.
because I'm like buzzed, I'm like able to say things.
actually, I did feel that way a little bit the first time. Like one of the first times I remember Dr. Johnson, because when there was a lot more of us, like 5, 6 people, easily 4 at least every week, where it was like there was a bunch of us. But then it was kind of like at the end, and then it may have just been Dr. Johnson and a few of us, and not like it was just me and him, and he was like waiting for me to say something. But I kind of felt like, what do I even say? Because he was like one of the featured guests on the episode, or like it was one of those things where he hadn't gotten his position yet as the state rep, so he obviously he was busy campaigning, but he also had some leeway to kind of come on, and I was like, I don't even know what to say. This is freaking Dr. Johnson. What's going on?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Dr. Johnson's cool. We're friends on Facebook. I mean, not like we like talk or anything, but it's just like he's just a dude. He'll have a cigar sometimes. Like I see him like last year with that cigar. Like he'd be going on some rant about like how like government, state houses, and legislators are doing something stupid, whether it was college sports, the college like NCAA, whether it was some of the sports transgender legislation.
Yeah, the transgender bullshit.
I'm trying to remember what else, but there were some things where he would speak on, and he would just kind of sit back, take the cigar, and just like look like the coolest.
Or he has like a pipe too. He has like a legit pipe.
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah. It was a pipe. Not even the cigar, it was a pipe. Yeah, even better.
That's like, it's just sort of funny to see, but it's like this is actually totally 100% legal what he's doing. So like it's, but I guess you just don't really like think that. But it's like like I'm sure there's a fuck ton of politicians that smoke like cigarettes or cigars or pipes. Like it makes a lot of sense. It's a stressful ass job.
Yes,
One of my
it is.
friends, PC runs on cocaine and Adderall. All those interns just
Whatever gets the job done.
Sounds like Miami.
they got to read those bills all the time.
So you gotta read those bills.
That's
Line by
true,
line.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Then they made a big fuss about like, oh my gosh, Obama's smoking, and then a lot of the blacks was like, yeah, he's smoking Newport 100s in a box. Like, let's go, Obama. Like, I'm glad I voted for you. It was like, oh my gosh, really? But at the same time,
forget that.
yeah.
I think this person needs an amazing introduction. Like I can't just like
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know who this person is, I'm gonna just say I'm gonna need y'all to go on Twitch, follow Mish Cosplay, because Mish plays a lot of retro games, a lot.
Mhm.
They still owe us Metal Gear Solid. What is it? Sons of Liberty? Yeah, 2. Metal Gear Solid 2. Still waiting on that. But without any further ado, let us introduce the moderator for Twitch, Mish Cosplay.
Hello, friends. How's it going?
Hey.
Hey, hello. me.
Hey, friends. I just finished my own stream tonight. I'm like still in cosplay here.
Yeah, no, perfect.
How's it
Perfect.
going, y'all?
Yeah, we just introduced you as Mish Cosplay, so it'd be a little
Wonderful,
awkward.
very appropriate. I got my kunai here, so
Nice.
Hold on.
I'm mad that I didn't recognize who you were at first, but that makes complete
Hinata,
sense.
come on, man.
That was
Yeah.
Hinata.
Of course.
oh, you know why? It's the you can't really see the logo here on the forehead protector because she
I
wears.
couldn't
it
even
on
see
her
the
neck.
forehead protector. I see it now, though.
Right.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
believe she wears it. Doesn't she wear it on her arm? Does she wears it on her neck?
It probably depends like which. Let me push up my nerd glasses here. Probably depends which Naruto series you're watching, whether it was the original one or Shippuden or then Boruto.
Yeah, they all went through costume design changes in the.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those. It's got all the shonen anime tropes, right? Where they have like the time skip, where all the characters will have like different hairstyle and different appearance, and they come back. You can see how they've all.
They really grow as people in there.
Yeah, they really grew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can never forget that awkward scene in the tuning exams when like Hinata's shirt kind of like opens a bit, and there's like a weird long scene. It doesn't like open, but like you could clearly see like she has a chest, and like there's like a weird long scene where like you just keep like it goes back to like seeing Naruto and then like Hinata and then like Naruto, then Hinata, like it keeps like zooming in like kind of like on her chest for whatever fucking weird reason. I guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
That-
how
that
Ron's
sounds-
laughing, I didn't hallucinate this because I've definitely seen this like, and I'm like,
Have
what
you
are they
felt it?
trying to look at?
Yeah, that sounds like a
Oh.
shonen anime.
Right, yeah, and I'm like, okay, like what are we looking at here?
Actually, no. There was a flashback episode in Shippuden, episode 292. I'm sorry.
I guess the glasses for like,
Yeah.
Man. That
So,
would've been funny, though.
congratulations on 2 years. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
It's so beautiful how it was the end of the month too, because like you could have had a random like 2 year in the middle of the month, or you could have done it at the beginning. But I think this lead up actually works completely in the best way because it's like boom, we end the month quite
Nice.
literally on
Mhm.
this. It could not have been planned any better.
Oh, that's awesome.
And oh snap!
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
another guest who's
Oh,
less
yeah, you
important than me. I'm kidding.
Wow.
That's
fucking with you, Rocky. I'm fucking with you.
Wow.
And I just spoiled it. It's our very own personal Obama. Mr. Rock.
Hey guys,
Hey.
can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
And you have like a
Yeah.
whole ass setup this whole time.
Oh yeah, that I do.
This is what you've been watching us on, like a legit setup. Okay.
No, I'm usually at work when I'm listening to you guys. I'm usually never here.
Oh, for real.
Oh,
Yeah.
This
snap.
is all right. This is awesome. I'm
Yes.
really happy. Yay!
I'm loving
This
this.
is awesome. It's
Trip
like the
to-
chat came to life.
Yeah, the chat has come to life,
literally.
actually. Yo. All right.
Oh, man,
Trip, TMC trip to Rocky Studio for a future stream. We're just going to rent it out. No, I'm just kidding. But I did say at some point we should, like the three of us, it would be cool to have some in-person, like, McCoy stream. That would take some coordination. But if that happens, it will be legendary. I'm still saying McCoy. I'm like in the old throwback, but
It's
Yeah.
okay. It is a
Yeah,
okay
it's
because
TMC.
we get what you're saying.
yeah.
We get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But what's going on with you, Rocky? We gave everyone like the floor to introduce or to just talk
Mhm.
about their day or whatever.
Oh man, just been slaving away. Right now, this is a busy time for me because elections coming up, primaries, and kind of getting ready for November. This is like the time where people start to develop like their marketing rollouts and what they're going to do. So that's been kind of what I've been doing. Is just working with people about what their pitches are going to be, what the messages, the rollout for their videos, all that kind of stuff. 'Cause I don't know if I've ever covered it, but that's what I do. I do like video production, basically.
Okay, that's cool. I remember there's a few people in the gang who did like video production stuff, like making.
Wait, who is typing in the chat as the Melanated Council? You're all here. You can't fool me.
I
It's
Somebody
the
is
melanated
sneaky.
council. It's the account that controls us. We're
There
all
you
just
go.
deep fakes.
The Melanated Council has a
I was
mind
the
of its
moderator.
own.
Is there like another?
The Melanated Council is a living being. In case you haven't figured it out, it's not just us in its own. We're not just. It's the greater than the sum of the parts. Like it is its own entity that just types and does this thing on its own sometimes.
The Borg.
There you go. I was gonna say it was like a shadow clone, doing
that's-
shadow clone jutsu.
The shadow clone jutsu.
It's
Mhm,
root.
mhm.
Yes, Chad.
Just saying.
Actually-
Cosplay tonight just for Toby. I know he's the biggest Naruto fan. I need to get on your level. I'm actually like I'm embarrassed to admit I never even finished Shippuden back when I started
Neither have
watching it,
I.
but I'm watching Naruto Kai with some friends now, which is basically
Naruto
like
Kai.
I think I told you about that, right? It's a fan project where they if you've heard of Dragon Ball Kai, they did a similar thing where they
Oh,
basically
really?
cut out like all the filler and then they
Yeah.
took what was left and like reduced that even further. So it's like they took, like 400 episodes and cut it down to like, 100. So it's like you only get like the best stuff with like no filler. But I'm going through that now and it's really good. I slept on this series for like so long, and like I think I watched it like back when I was in college, and I was like, the series is fine, whatever. But it's like going back and like rewatching it now, you can see how it inspired like all these. They created all these like anime tropes and like inspired all these like shonen anime that came after. It's like, okay, I can see why Naruto like gets the respect with it.
Golden Trio.
Like, the manga came out, I believe, in 1999.
Yeah, it's like pretty old at this point.
Right? Yeah.
I had no idea that was that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was One Piece 1998, then Naruto like 2000, and Bleach 2001.
Yeah, the big three. Or at least it used to be that way. And then what was it? Only One Piece is the one that's like still going strong, like in its original run.
I never watched. Like I watched One Piece like a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I feel like I need to like watch that with like my future husband. Like that's a commitment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude,
no, like my girlfriend's a One Piece fan, and like I tried to get into it a while ago, but that's exactly it. It's I mean, it's a great series, but it is a commitment. It's like 1,000+ episodes plus like 20 movies or something.
I actually started to get my fiance to watch One Piece with me not that long ago. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that dedication. I don't know if I could watch the whole series. I'll read the manga before
Yeah, I would.
I would like the Wikipedia. Like
yeah.
Just go through the synopsis, and that still take a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like on like 1017 or something. Like they just went over 1000. And also welcome Yokai.
What?
Hello, Yokai.
Kanata.
Man, that sounds like a show. A show about somebody watching One Piece.
And Yokai is actually a first time chatter on the Twitch channel. Woo woo! So shout out to you, Yokai. Yay! Shout out to you, first time chatter. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming
to celebrate our 2 years on streaming. The Melanated Council. Today's our 2-year birthday.
Yes.
Anniversary, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Hey, we're so happy that you're here.
For real.
Yeah.
I will admit that I am one of those. Well, I shouldn't say one of those. I just never watched Dragon Ball Z. Apparently, I didn't have a childhood, so it's fine.
Really?
But ones that I never watched, even though I've seen like random episodes where I had no idea what was going on, but like I'd never watched anything like successively, and it was like could not have been more than 2 or 3 episodes
of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I've considered going back, but even my friends who really were into it are like, no, don't. You know what? I might watch Kai, because of all the.
I recommend that actually. If you've never watched Dragon Ball Z, just watch Dragon Ball Kai, because it's like it takes like 300 episodes down to like 100. It's really good.
Okay.
But Dragon Ball Z, like many people, that was like my gateway drug into anime back when I was in like junior high, and it like blew my mind. And I'm gonna sound like this is gonna sound lame or whatever now, but like at the time I'd never seen like an anime, so I'd only watched like American cartoons or whatever, where it was like individual like self-contained episodes. But here it's like stuff happens and there's like consequences in like the next episode. Like I think I started watching like during the Frieza sagas. They're on planet Namek, and like Frieza just straight up murdered Krillin like in front of Goku. He watched his best friend die in front of him. Spoiler alert. And it's like
not a spoiler. Like this is like helping people at this point than spoiling.
But like as a little kid, you watch the episode and it's like, oh, he's gonna stay dead. Rip Krillin.
Yeah,
Man.
true. Yeah. I feel like it was Sailor Moon. I feel like it was like Sailor Moon, Pokemon, and Dragon Ball Z that got me into anime. But I think it was Sailor Moon first.
Yeah.
I was probably like this was like back on like before it was even on Cartoon Network. It was on like I don't know, like a local channel.
Fox.
And like
I know for me it was on Fox.
Yeah.
It could have been Fox. Like I remember like being able to like watch it a little bit before like going to school. This was like the early mid 90s. And so I'd watch it. And I'm like, I don't know if like if you guys if you had it up there, Ron, but like it was like DIC at the end of Sailor Moon. I'd be like,
Yeah.
Yep.
yes, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. You on there? You on there?
Yeah. So
I don't think I had that. What is that?
I don't know. It was like, like how you see like the Georgia Peach after the end of like Atlanta or like a ton of other shows. It was like that. Like,
Right.
It's like the production logo,
right, exactly.
Oh, like Frederator.
But it's just this like 2-second long thing, and if you were to see it now, you'd probably get like it'd be like a nostalgia bomb because it would just remind you of all these childhood cartoons. But you see just the 3 little letters and like the lowercase I with like the dot. And it's like Deek.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Like, Deek.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing so many of those like Nickelodeon cartoons, especially, or in that Cartoon Network, where I would always see those like animation things, and I'd be like, it's so interesting. Like, because I remember seeing some things in the morning, like you said, but it was mostly Nick. Like, I would see a lot of Danny Phantom, Fairly Odd Parents before going to school with my brother. It'd be like 6 something a.m., 7, before 7 actually. And then I remember seeing some like I don't remember if I really saw anime like that. Because I didn't have Toonami, nor did I have Adult Swim or whatever. They were deciding to play anime. So I'm just like, I don't think I ever really watched anything like that on like actual TV. 4Kids TV, if you want to have Sonic, but that's questionable. Sonic X, which is really not a great show, but it kind of is entertaining. But
right, yeah.
Let me not though. Sonic is a cool series. It's a really great series.
I think that's when I first learned about like the whole Chaos Emeralds was in Sonic X.
Yeah, it can be entertaining, and it definitely has like it is informational because like I haven't even watched a lot of it, but I was very curious on like where Shadow really came from and like how he came to be, and like all these other people. I'm like, I really need to watch this show because I don't know who, like, I don't know where these characters are coming from. Like, you know the story of like Knuckles because like you play the original Sonic games, you kind of know how the island is, and he was tricked by Eggman. But all these other characters, like, who the heck is Amy? who are you? Who are you? Like, who are you people? So
yeah, I'm definitely out of the loop on like the Sonic lore.
Right, same. Yeah. No,
have you guys seen the recent like 2 films?
Oh, I
saw the first one the other day. Like, so what's funny is like the reason why I watched like the first Sonic movie was I was driving back from somewhere. I can't remember. But like I was listening to a podcast where one of the characters on the Sonic movie, Tika Sumpter, who I'm a fan of. I like her. She's in the movie. You know, she's like the black girlfriend or wife. I don't know. And I was like, yeah.
I think they
so
get
I was
married.
like, yeah, you know, like maybe engaged. So like I was like, oh shit, I didn't know she was in the movie. And so I was like, okay, let me see where I got home and I was like, let me see where I can like watch the movie. It's like it's not on Netflix, it was on Amazon Prime, I think. And I watched the movie and I really enjoyed it. And I was like, it was a really like cute movie. But I haven't seen the second one though.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of good like Jim Carrey's in the movie. He plays like a great Mr. Robotnik, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. In both, he's pretty good. I just saw the second one like yesterday, so and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent sequel, which is interesting. Because a lot of sequels fall off. Like you'll see like a first movie that's really great, and then the second one you're like, it's clear they just tried to like wash, rinse, and repeat, and they didn't like carry the same everything over. But with this one, it gave a new incentive that was pretty good. And Idris Elba plays a good Knuckles too. I didn't know how that was going to work, but I like him. Right. I like him as Knuckles.
That's true. Idris Elba is Knuckles.
Wait, was Knuckles in the first movie, or was this?
No, it was just Sonic. This one. Yeah, I think Sonic and Dr. Robotnik were the only Sonic people, really.
Yes.
So, but I think Tails and Knuckles are in the second one, right?
Yep, they are.
I really need to watch that movie. When it came out in 2020, I missed it. Like, I actually never saw Wreck-It Ralph to this day. And what's annoying about
it's like one of my favorite movies. I don't know if I saw the second one. I feel like I have, but the first one is fantastic.
Yes.
A lot of early video game movies really struggled. So Sonic was like the first one. They're like, oh, we did all right, even though it's based on a video game franchise.
You mean you didn't love the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Oh my god!
Hey, there's the turtles.
Well, they're making a new one now. What do you all think of Chris Pratt as Mario?
That is, I watched that compilation of people reacting to seeing Chris Pratt as Mario, and it's just instant joy. If you
I
need
don't
joy in your
know.
life and you haven't seen it, it's great. Just
Okay,
people being like, Chris Pratt? What the?
right. I guess because, like, I don't know, because isn't Chris Pratt, like, blonde? Or, like, has, like, a light colored hair. Like, yeah, I can rate Mario,
It's
personally.
a lighter brown. Yeah.
It's like a brown. It's kind of almost red, almost. Because in what's the show that he's famous for? Not The Office. From
He was on the No, it was Parks and Rec.
Never was.
His hair kind of looked red. His hair kind of looked red in that. But in any case, he definitely doesn't look like Mario. So I wonder, is he gonna imitate that voice, or is it gonna be as Chris Pratt's?
Right. Like,
Oh man, if he does like the actual like Mario voice, that would be.
That guy is
There's
still
no
alive. It's not like they can't just use that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who would make a good Mario? That's a great question.
He's got the personality for it. Chris Pratt is kind of like a funny guy in real life. Like when he's not playing a role, he's a funny person to meet.
True. Yes, he does have like that natural like wit to him. I'm trying to think like who would make like a, but like isn't he kind of tall though? He's pretty.
Well,
Wait, what, Chad? What are you trying to get at?
It's just a Japanese person's idea of what Italian people are like. There's not really a voice.
I mean, you got a point. You got
from
a
like
point.
what, like the 80s?
Yeah, from the 80s.
Like before like internet, they were just like they watched like, I mean, who knows? Who knows where like
Japanese are pro short.
I don't know this 100%, but I bet you they had not met an Italian person before they made Mario. I bet you. I don't know it, but I.
No, they wanted to give short teams. They gave the short team the chance, and now here we are. Mario.
They made Luigi. They're like, hey, he's green. He's got a mustache. He's a little taller.
I feel slimmer.
Right. I feel shitty saying this, but like a part of me kind of hopes I was like when I was in Japan a couple years ago, I was kind of hoping that like maybe I inspired some like manga drawer, like, you know, like artist or something. It's like, oh, black woman with dreadlocks and glasses. Like, maybe I possibly could have inspired. Like, it's a far-fetched wish. I just want to see myself in an anime, you know.
Right.
Right. But you know, it's just like maybe me walking around there like, what? That's kind of cool. That's different.
Right.
It's a shitty thing to
think.
Yes,
I think that's kind of cool. Like, yo, you're gonna be like, yeah, some kind of like you just see that archetype now, and you're the progenitor. That would be pretty dope.
Yeah, that would be that'd be definitely an inspiration. Hopefully, yes. But like, I mean, I guess
like
what
your story.
I'm sorry, what?
Would it be like your story? Like if somebody did like this whole like entire story about your story, or would they drop you into like a fantasy world?
Oh, like drop me in a fantasy world for sure. Why the hell would they want my story? I haven't done anything.
Just make like an isekai based on like L.
The comedian trying to make it through the ranks.
Exactly what Ender Buckley said, just throwing out Muse energy. It's like, oh, I've never seen, you know.
I'm sorry. You're just like flipping your hair every once in a while for no reason. People are like, what?
Exactly. Like not me at all. Just like, I don't know, make me like a fucking cheerleader at school, like something I've never been. Just whatever, just Muse
there
energy.
You go.
You know, it's like, oh, this is cool. She seems cool.
They need to make an anime based on the Melanated Council. You can have like a tournament arc against like other streamers.
That would be so cool. That would be so awesome. Fucking cool. Mish, you're a fucking genius.
Then you have to come to me as like the moderator. We could have like our training arc together.
Yes.
Yeah, and like each time we see you're just like in a different cosplay outfit. It could be like the same scene, you know, like the same time. It's just like every time it points back to you, you're just in a different outfit.
No.
That'd be so good. Just like I'd be like the Deadpool of that world, just like breaking the fourth wall, like winking at the camera.
Exactly.
Gag manga.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
I love it. I love it. I would watch it. I would watch it just because.
When it pops up in 5 years, you can prove that the idea came from here. The IP belongs to Mish and TMZ.
Yeah.
Come on.
We are the Mish Council.
The Mish Council.
The Melanated Council of Muse.
Yes.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh man.
I gotta catch up to y'all. I'm like, well, technically, I had a little wine before I started the stream, but it was like not right before. It was probably like over an hour. Me and my roomie, you know, we chilled a little bit, drank some wine.
You can't say that with. Sorry.
See, in my head, I thought that, and I was like, you know what? We're just gonna let that slide, and of course, he brought it up. So. It was.
I apologize.
No.
I apologize.
No, you're right. I'm not actually
third
thinking.
glass of wine.
I'm not taking offense to it.
I didn't really like eat. I had like 2 pieces of Popeye's chicken.
Wait, was that the tenders or the bone?
Those were the bone. Like I was at like my mom's place for like a brief second. She had Popeye's chicken.
Regular recipe or spicy?
I believe it was spicy. It had a bit of a kick to it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. The other day, I actually ordered like not from Popeyes, but it was like a Chicago-inspired sandwich place that just opened up here in like Fort Lauderdale. Okay. And I ordered a spicy chicken sandwich, and it was good. But I totally forgot that it was spicy because it wasn't spicy at all. Oh. So it just tasted like a tasty chicken sandwich.
False advertising.
Was it like white people spicy? Like if I ate it, I'd be like.
I mean, like I know that the owner is white. Like I feel like it was like a mom and I don't think you would have found it spicy, but like it tasted good, but like.
Just slathered in mayonnaise. You're like, I don't know.
No. Like it has some kind of sauce to it. That sauce to it. Like it tasted good. I enjoyed it. I was like halfway through the sandwich. I was like, wait a second. This was supposed to be spicy.
Yo, that's
oh man.
Yeah, I like that hurt. Like it doesn't have to be like sometimes people be going on these spices like, okay, we get it. Like
yeah.
Having like a nice medium kick is usually cool. It depends on the food though, because some really spicy stuff. You said medium? Yeah, medium is
no, it wasn't. It wasn't even medium. It was just.
Oh, you're saying the. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that's what you like. No, that's unfortunate. Well, and what was it supposed to be again? What was this?
It was like a spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, okay. Okay, it was an actual.
Right, but because I was we were talking about like the Popeyes and Rocky had the spicy. I mean, it had like a little bit of the Popeyes chicken had more of a kick than the spicy chicken sandwich I got from like the
maybe
Chicago.
A little bit of garlic powder.
There you go. There you
has
go.
a very like a strong foundation of a sandwich.
Oh man.
Garlic powder's the foundation. The chicken was definitely dated his girlfriend at the age of 18.
Oh my god, keep bringing that up.
Yeah. I think it's awesome personally. Like
oh my god. I'm like a unicorn. You're like
well no, there's 2 unicorns on the stream though. What's the thing?
So are we really a unicorn then?
Oh my goodness.
Wait, what?
Oh, I think there's 2 unicorns on the stream. I was like, but then again, is it really a unicorn if there's 2 of them on the stream?
No, it just means that we have a very rare. I mean, like, look at us though. Like, we're a bunch of like beautiful people, and
this is true.
Yeah, this is a fact. And two of us have, you know, like been with their partner since like 18.
Yeah.
And like,
true.
Spoiler alert, like we're over the age of 18. So
well, except for Toby. He's like,
And, like Toby just was able to drink like 2 years ago. So
Yeah, no, I'm a baby.
He fell into a fountain of eternal youth, and it's never been the same since.
Oh man.
I love Rocky's name now. That one guy from that one show.
oh yeah, this is a total missed opportunity. This is my first appearance on the Melanated Council. I didn't think of a name pun.
Yeah.
Wow.
I went into panic mode. I didn't have time to think of one.
Oh no, it happens. No, they're definitely like I've had some like really shitty names or like kind of controversial. It's like, oh no, like if somebody, if I were to get into some sort of situation and somebody were to dig up, they'll be like, "What the hell was she trying to say about this?" It's like I don't even know.
I'm
what
definitely
else
not
to
going
say about
controversial tonight. I'm not looking to get canceled on like my first appearance here.
Oh, stop.
You guys will like never invite me back.
If you're not looking to get canceled, then you don't belong on YouTube.
Could you imagine in like 10 years somebody pulls up this stream like, no, Misha's canceled. So we looked at this stream and saw that your name, your profile was Mish.
Like
Right.
Mish said, like I can't even imagine how Mish could be canceled. Like, but it's like it's sad how like sometimes like it's very easy for like people to just like jump on people to just get like super angry. Like that's one of the things I really hate about Twitter and the internet in general, just like this massive, immediate just hate mob. Because like you see a clip that makes the person look bad, and then nobody bothers to like look at the whole video because we don't have time for that. But we have time to just hate this person. Like hating is a huge emotion if you think about it, and yet like we do it so easily, which is like quite unfortunate.
It reminds me of like that one person we all know who has like that personality. Like I wish somebody would try me, and like they just go out in the world looking for confrontations.
Was he that one guy from that one show?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel
true. Yeah.
It's such a different context with the internet, right? If you see a group of people like with pitchforks, like walking outside, you're like, all right, they've got it covered, whatever anger is going on. But if you're just reacting individually on the internet, like you don't know necessarily you're part of a mob. It just happens to like all coincide with like saying a negative thing, and then it just adds up, you know? It's like it's a totally different vibe.
I think over time we've gotten like really relaxed as like and keyboard warriors have like come out of nowhere. And there used to be like a day and time where you would only talk to people that you like have to see at some point. So there's like a limit to how much I can really say to you. Come and have to see you at some point. And it's either awkward and it's like I forgot I really said that. Or confrontation. Obviously a lot of people don't want it. There's a lot of people I've seen online who will say the most kind of wild stuff, and you see them in person, they're just like really quiet, meek, don't say anything. You're just like, I can't believe that's the same person.
Yeah, I think some of it is like individuals like looking to start stuff, and that's definitely true. But I think some of it is also the algorithms on these social media sites. Like, you know, they're just there to maximize engagement. They want you to spend as much time as possible, and the way they do that is by like creating conflicts. Like, it creates these like feedback loops where they kind of promote this drama, and it kind of snowballs from there. So I don't know. I've been using Twitter for like 2 weeks, so I'm trying to avoid any of that drama. I created a Twitter account just because I was like, you know, whatever. All the other streamers have Twitter. I haven't used it. I'm gonna, you know, promote my stream, you know, and I'll use this to announce when I'm going live, whatever. And it's just like I ended up creating my Twitter account like a week before like Elon Musk announced he was buying Twitter. So I'm like, I don't know if I joined at like the worst time or like the funniest time.
You probably joined it right on time, because now no matter what happens, you can say, "Oh yeah, I joined when Elon was buying Twitter." Like, okay, that's like a good bad thing. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, at least I know I won't get banned now. He's all about free speech.
That's true. Yeah, with all the free speech that they, I mean, I don't know. Like when it comes to, what's up?
Sorry.
No. Like when it comes to like the whole like free speech thing, The thing I hate about it is like it kind of reminds me of like when white women on Twitter just say like, "Oh, be kind to one another," because I'm like, what do you mean by kind, white lady? Hypothetically, like, do you mean? Because like when it comes to kindness, especially as like a woman, we kind of have to put ourselves into like a small box or just be okay with whatever life throws at us, or it's like if somebody's rude, we're supposed to just sort of take it and just try to be as small as possible. And I don't know if that's what they mean by kind. Um, I don't know. Like, I don't know when people say like to be nice. Like, what do you mean by that? Do you want me to wave at everyone? Because sometimes people don't really want to be waved at. Sometimes people just want to like, kind of just be in their own heads and be ignored. Should I let somebody in front of me at the grocery store in line, like at the at the checkout? Like, what do you mean by be kind to everyone? What do you mean? Like, that's such a vague ass fucking comment that like it could be interpreted by anyone. The same thing goes for like the whole freedom of speech, bullshit. Like, do you mean like we can say anything, or can we just because people are gonna offend people? That's just like what's just gonna happen. As sad and shitty as this may sound, like all of us except for Chad are like kind of like minorities. I'm fucking with you, Chad.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I came on here for.
I'm fucking with you.
Well,
Like-
listen, because I'm a gamer, the most oppressed minority.
Yes. Yeah, no, your voice has been shut out so many times as a gamer. It's like, gosh darn it, language.
So many bans and so many restrictions.
But I'm sure even like Chad may have been like discriminated against for being like dark haired. Like I've heard like even like I've had I mean this is just I don't want to be like that person like oh I know someone who no like I mean I'm probably stereotyping I think Chad mentioned that he was Italian once, maybe he's not. Anyways, like I knew like an Italian
A little.
I'm Italian. You can stereotype. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So like
I'm here to represent Mario. Sorry,
I was like dating this Italian guy like years ago, and he was telling me how he was like living in North Carolina, and sometimes he would be kind of like people would question like just how white is he,
like they would do tests.
Is he?
like
That's some weird gatekeeping. Like that's like my grandparents. Like Italians have been considered white for like a long time. You'd have to go back to like the 1800s when we were considered like swarthy or whatever. Like
right.
That's some real like old timey racism if you like don't think Italian counts as white.
Right. But like there are some white people who are like I guess like they know their history for like the worst reasons. Like, it's like, oh, if you're like Sicilian, that was kind of close to Africa, so you might have like some like like the Spanish Moors may have like kind of like invaded your country and may have made like some like really old bullshit. That's
the Italians were really discriminatory against the Sicilians, like especially if they came into the New World, because it's a huge thing.
Okay, so you're Italian.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you, but like, yeah, and like like, which is kind of crazy, but like, I guess like I digress. Like what I was saying is like pretty much all of us have been like discriminated against in some way, shape, or form. Some more than others, of course. And it's just like when it comes to like freedom of speech, it just always seems to be like essentially whatever like white men really want to say, which that was perfect.
Here we go.
That's it. You're on the Melanated Council, Chad. That's it. And it's just like what is it like? I feel like I don't know. I know that there's like an unpopular opinions on the subreddit on Reddit called Unpopular Opinions. Like like the question always comes up saying like, oh, you know, if like anyone can say the N-word, then it wouldn't be as bad. And that's like a super popular post every single time. So clearly it's not an unpopular opinion. Like, but I'm like, you really think that's going to end everything? You really think that, you know, global warming, the fact that, you know, like we live in suburbs miles away from the things that we need to get, and that like you really think that you know, like classism, racism, everything's just gonna end when y'all can just say the N-word? Like really?
Yes.
Yes, there
We will be
is.
united.
MLK died for the ability for white people to say the N-word at Kanye concerts. That's what he died for.
Like they don't already, you know? But
Oh my goodness.
I mean, like, I think, you know, there's definitely like a power for people to kind of just say whatever they want. However, there definitely needs to be like a limit, you know, for certain things, because like even my friend who's like, you know, very like, you know, he's like, I mentioned him before. He's like, he's egalitarian. Like he's gone on like, he's joined like Destiny, I think Discords, like, you know, for like raid groups and things like that. And one of them, or like, was named, or they were trying to name it like something edgelord and shitty, like Hitler's something. I can't remember, but it's like they just want to find like the most like offensive kind of crap to say, and it's like, why though? There's like so many other words in the world. There's so many other names that you could pick. Why do you want to pick like the most offensive thing? And like just to be like, oh, I'm not offended by it. Like, oh, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's like, okay, good for you. But like, why though? That's like I don't know. That's just like what I find to be odd, and like why we need, you know, like there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Sorry, from all over the place.
Well, the irritating thing when people talk about freedom of speech is like freedom of speech, the actual First Amendment is a very good thing. Like we ought to be able to criticize our leaders without fear of, you know, being arrested. Like that's a very good thing.
Agreed.
But so many obnoxious people on the internet have like co-opted this phrase that now when I hear free speech, it's like, oh, what do you really mean? But then like it used to be the case where, you know, I would not be afraid to say like, yeah, I'm pro free speech. But now it's like, no, not not what they're talking about. Like that's just terrible. Not the freedom to just be an asshole. Like,
yeah. You know,
that's not what I'm in favor of.
Well, I don't know. Too many people don't necessarily. Well, obviously, they don't necessarily know their rights because there's a lot of rights that you can go to where people say like there's one part of it that everybody wants to seize on. They forget the context and every other part of it. Like I was just talking to somebody about the Second Amendment, like yesterday, and we were talking like very like in depth about like the context that it was created in and what it means. And if you look at the whole thing, and it's like there's extremes that you could take it to if you want to really go by literally what it says. But even with freedom of speech, it's like, yeah, obviously that has to do with government. That's nothing to do with companies. You can still get fired from your job no matter what you say. Like there's no rights that you have.
Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
Yeah, and it's like some people just forget that like no matter how free it is in theory, all actions have a cost. There's always a consequence. For every action, there's a reaction, and it's like it seems like a lot of people today are not okay with that. Like they feel like you just shouldn't be able to say anything, and nothing happens as a result. There is no counterbalance, and it's like I don't know what house you guys grew up in, but I know growing up, everything that I had said that if I went like way over the line, I'm gonna get smacked in the head. Like it doesn't really matter.
Right. So, yeah, you can't just
be like yelling at my mom like my rights.
This was my freedom of speech. You're infringing on my First Amendment rights. How dare you? And your parents, you know, whip out that belt for their Second Amendment.
Yep. Yep.
Jeez.
It's true though.
I don't know. Part of that, I kind of feel that sentiment sometimes when I'm dealing with people online with like when they have avatars or they're using like aliases. Because part of me wants to say that I feel like a large portion of the population hides behind that, and like would not say the same thing if it was like literally Paul Smith who lives down the street, whatever. But to the flip side, I realized like not if you were to take that away, that takes out a huge portion of people's like creativity, their expression, like because it is even though it might be an avatar or it might be an alias, that is part of who you are, at least personality-wise. So it's like, where's that happy medium between people essentially not pretending to be ghosts and then also having their creative freedom to kind of express other than just literally what people would see when they walk down the street?
Yeah. Like back in the day, you know, like before social media, you know, people were saying like some far out, you know, like shitty shit, you know, and that, but like they would get punched in the mouth. Like they would.
Yes.
Like,
back before you could record it and get charged for assault.
Right. I'm like, I know. Hey, Gil. Hey.
Which
sexy
one?
bee?
I was gonna say which one?
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, right.
It's
It's most likely Mish. Mish is the sexy beast.
Oh, he said Mish. Yeah,
No,
no,
you
that's
thought it was you, Toby.
No.
No,
You said
not on this stream.
I thought you Mish outranked me. No, I thought you said me. I was like, dang, you really claimed it. But you said,
oh, Chad, yeah.
I love it.
Beyonce better watch out.
I'm dead.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Gil, like we have the StreamYard link in the Discord chat. So like, and also not just Gil, Ender, Buckley, anyone who's watching, and if you're in the Discord, we have the link up, so you're more than welcome to join us.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Click, smash that MF bell, and whatever, a whole bunch of YouTube things. Click the link and then join us. If you said the hard R and it's one-on-one.
You started that fight, right? It's true though. Like, you know how to rile up or you know, like kind of like entice some. Like, you know how to do that. Like, you know what to say to like fuck with somebody, and like it's your responsibility to like not say those things to like, you know, rile somebody up. So like, you know, nowadays, especially like, you know, like in the age of like YouTube and just like anonymity with like social media, like you could just you know the exact same terms to like, you know, like rile somebody up and get somebody angry, but it's like we can't do anything, you know. Like there's been people, you know, who come on our stream throughout the years who like, you know, would like just be racist, and I won't lie, like it has pissed me off, you know, like I would even like think about it like for like the next day or so, and like it's just like, oh man, like, you know, like it definitely like you know, upset me. However, I feel like, you know, like a part of me just kind of sort of like feels bad for them when you think about it, because like you're on YouTube, you could look up anything. Like you could have spent that time like, I don't know, learning how to like, I don't know, replace your intake on your car. You could have been using that time to like learn how to rock climb. You could have been using that time to, I don't know, like fix your air conditioner, and like you're coming out here to be racist.
Right.
Like that's so pathetic.
It wasn't even creative. Like,
yeah, right. Like when you start, like the N word is just not even creative anymore. Like, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, like it's like, huh? Yeah, I understand it's offensive. Yeah, okay, hooray, you're using it. Woo, you're so edgy. You're so, but it's like I won't lie, like it is like a bit hurtful. Like it doesn't fit me. But at the same time, like it just makes me feel bad more, because like you're giving us a view, you're giving us comments, which is like better for like the YouTube algorithm for one. So like it kind of helps us out in a way. And like you're just using that to be racist. Like you're using that, it's all energy. It's the same energy. You use that same energy to learn how to surf on YouTube. Like you could, you know, like that part that you're stuck in you know, Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda. You know, shut up. But no, you're just using it to come on and
Should have been looking up water temple tutorials because Lord knows it's not beautiful.
Where's the water temple?
Oh man, I've been stuck in the water temple for the past like 20 years.
I don't know. No, I'm glad that you're joining us on your drive, Gil. Woo. Yeah. No, Gil actually came over yesterday for like my last minute like, you know, brewing, or like 1 year anniversary of me starting, you know, doing home brewing. Like I had like a little party, and it was nice. Yeah, Gil. Yeah, because Gil like lives in the area. So yeah, super nice.
Are you gonna start like a channel like for your brewing?
A what now? Sorry.
Like a channel for your brewing, like all your different brewing adventures.
Like I've thought of it, but that's like a whole lot of work. And like I feel like even though it's been a year, I feel like I'm still like a beginner because you know, like it's usually like me and my friend brewing, but like I gotta, you know, if I were to do this, I have to like do it on my own and remember to use my phone to record. Like, you know, like that's like my biggest thing. It's just like always like I forgot to even like take pictures yesterday. Like it was my first time in like my neighborhood pool. I like as soon as like I lived in my area for like almost 7 years now. And yesterday was my first time going into my own fucking pool. Like when I say like right across from me, like literally when I open the door, the pool is like right there. It's like literally in front of me.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I thought you meant like your pool in your yard. What's like?
Oh no! I don't have a yard.
Okay.
I have a patio, but I don't have a yard.
Gotcha. Okay.
No.
Oh, interesting. Is this like a condo? Because I actually just assumed you had like a standalone house with like front.
No. Yeah, like it's considered a villa, which is like, you know, like there's nobody above me or below me. Like I'm on the first floor, but I'm connected. You know, like it's like a quad in this particular neighborhood. And like, but like, what's cool about my neighborhood? Like, there's condos and like townhouses, but I happen to live in like the villa, and it's like where it is. It's kind of private because like I just have the pool in front of me. I don't have like neighbors like, you know, like directly in front of me peering in or whatever. But yeah, so I have like a little like front area, like a little porch and like a little area, and then I have like a patio. But and it's a 2-2. I don't know how.
That's sick. Don't be modest. It sounds fantastic. I'd kill for some outdoor space.
Yeah, no, thank you. It is really nice. Like, and I don't like use it enough because I don't know, I feel like you need to kind of use that when you're. It's actually pretty right in front. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, Gil is proof. You know, he was there. It is right in front of the pool. And so I went out into the pool for the first time. Actually, in the pool, I've been to the pool area, but I never actually went into the pool. So I went into the pool yesterday.
There you go.
And yeah, no, I had a pretty good turnout. Like I planned it probably like Friday, and then for Monday. So
Nice.
yeah, it's like weird, like setting things up because it's like, hey, you guys want to come over? People who've already been to my house. Most of them, some of them haven't, but like, I don't know, it's awkward, but it's also kind of like flattering.
No, it's cool. And something related note, like, and I was saying earlier, like I had hosted a little like Memorial Day thing, and it was just interesting, like having some old people who have been there before, some people who never have. There's, you know, a new apartment of mine, nicer complex than my last place. So there's like the grills right by the leasing office. There's a pool. Which, you know, gotta be careful because it's a big complex, so I don't want to like crowd. In fact, I joked, I was like, because you don't have 2 guests per apartment, so I was like, let's not like have all the blacks and the Negroes just crowd the pool. And because you actually can only have 2 per apartment, and so anybody outside.
Wait, you only have 2 blacks per apartment? What?
Wait a minute.
2 people overall. So I was like, if we get like, first of all, when we got there, it was mostly white people in the pool. So I was like, if I just like roll up with a bunch of people are gonna know these are not all residents probably, and they all just come at the same time, like 20 people in the pool. Like, we're not doing that. So I was kind of like more tongue in cheek with saying like we can't have too many black people coming at once. But overall, I was like, we need to like have 2 people at a time come into this pool. We're not about to like get us kicked out in our first month living in this place. But it's nice like being able to like host and just kind of chill. And again, it's like people who've been there before, so it kind of felt like it was very last minute. Very last minute. Like we came up with the idea Saturday, or sorry, I said Sunday. So yeah,
They'll be one-upping me.
I mean, you have a house.
I'm fucking with you. It's like, no, I just came up with it like the day of, and like, 30 people showed up. Whatever.
That was like, it was more last minute. More people showed up. Whatever. I mean,
that's really my credit to my roommate. She's the one who suggested the idea.
Like, women in lingerie were just like, grilling, whatever.
I mean,
it was hot.
Basically, wait, what did you say, Chad?
It was hot.
It was hot. What were we gonna do? People had their lingerie on.
Those sundresses were making them sweat. I don't know.
They asked me if they could cool off in my room, but I was like,
cool off in my room.
When you can stay outside in the sun.
Some of them had like condoms and lube that were like in my bed, but like, it's fine. That's no big deal.
It's fine. I guess this is different ways. People have different ways. Dealing with the heat. I don't know.
Oh my gosh! I'm done.
They wanted to cuddle with me, but I was like, it's already really hot, so let me just go back into the pool.
Yeah. Like,
they really liked those hot dogs. Like they were eating them really weird.
Tell me, how many cougars were there?
You said it was like old people.
Nah, these were people like they were pretty much all in the 20s. I want to say.
Okay, that's good.
Like I don't think there was really anyone who was like, sorry, not like 30s is like super old. But like, I don't think there was like.
I feel like everyone who's like in their 30s.
Like, there was a 30-year-old person, yeah, like that cougar. Sorry. No. No, it was
30 years young.
It was nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. God, if people are in Boston, I guess hit me up because there's an open. Unlike my last place where there was 0 common areas, and I had to like be at the mercy of my apartment, space and like noise restrictions. Actually, noise restrictions are still a thing because people definitely called the police. Of course they did. It's freaking Woburn. Anyway, I don't need to put all that out there. It's a freaking town that's like, I should have probably known this was gonna happen. And the complex is so like secluded. Like you drive in, it's like a long winding road, and you have to drive like a few minutes to even get to where our buildings are. And so, of course, someone like we were still going. There was a little music. Police were called at like 10. It wasn't crazy, but like we were already leaving. Like we were all cleaning up and leaving. I see police cars. I was like, oh, it has to be for us. And apparently, like people spoke with the police. Like I didn't, but some of the guests did, and they were really chill. It was just like they were more relieved we were already leaving, just because they didn't care. They were like, we don't even know who called. We don't even have a problem. Like a lot of times, it's just like we don't have a problem, but we got a noise call, so we show up and they have to like do whatever. And so I just have to be a little more mindful because that was a common area outside with like 2 floors of like a community center that were basically both patios. And so I guess people couldn't hang. The community, the residents were like, this is the first day the pool opened. I've had enough. And they just called the police. But it's fine. It's all in fun at this point.
That
it was like barely 10 p.m. It was like 9 something. It was like 10 maybe.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like if it was like 11, 12, because I get it, there's work the next day. I get that. But I was like, come on. Like, it's barely 10.
That's because they were trying to be in the bed by like 7 o'clock and they wanted some peaceful sleep and not have a bunch of hooligans running around blasting their loud music at like 8 o'clock at night. Like, no, it's just a bunch of people coming around just having a good time. Leave me alone. Go to sleep. Mind your business. Mind your business.
Like,
Like, you mean did anyone like approach us to like?
Yeah, they're jumping on police. Like
I
that's.
think there was one point where there was like a car in the lot below, and I know they honked like once, but it wasn't directly in front of where our, because there's no parking right by the community center. But there was like a cliff, like a fence, and there's like a little bit of a cliff. And I think one of the cars down there, I like heard a honk once, and at that point it was probably like 8 something. But there's no way like I can know for sure if that was for us, because it was just like I remember seeing bright lights, a honk, and I was like, I wonder if they're. Because like that'd be weird to like go to your car to do all that. I don't know.
Yeah, to make more noise, complaining about noise.
Right.
I was like, I don't know.
Right.
But it's
Like,
all
come
good.
on,
It's
make it
all
make
it's
sense.
all in good fun. I'm gonna call it yeah, Ender, exactly. Actually, the thing that you just said too about pools feel great on arthritic joints, because you know my roommate did have like an injury, like a foot injury, and so for a while she had to use crutches and stuff, and she actually wanted to use the pool to kind of as like a therapy, like aqua therapy. And apparently she had done that before when she had problems in the past. I've heard other people doing things like that to help learn how to like regain use of the limbs or whatever. Arthritis, that's a little different, but it's still an interesting concept, right? To use like the pool as a way of like basically
Low impact.
Yeah. Low impact. Yeah, exactly. Low impact exercise.
I don't think so, but probably for Toby's case, maybe.
Nah, definitely not. Nah, this is my very platonic roommate. And so no, that definitely wasn't. And it wasn't. It was something else. Like it was nothing crazy. This is fine. You don't know who she is, so I can say it. It was like a roller skating thing, like foot twist, not good. Surgery was needed. It was not great. But that was like literally a few weeks before we moved, and so which is kind of how we ended up. Like we were already friends for a year, but like we kind of came together as like, you know, I need to move out by the 30th of April, or else like I have to move out even if I don't have an apartment. I gotta move. Her lease was gonna be until like September at least, but it just ended up working out as like, hey, we can help each other out. We can find a nicer place, more fancy, better amenities that will help you, versus the place where you're in, which is like stairs, no elevator, no anything. And so yeah. Speaking of food, I just saw.
Oh, how's the car search going?
It's not.
It's not.
I went to yesterday before the party, not to flex, but before we threw our banger, I went to the Toyota, the Woburn, whatever. I went to the Toyota dealership. Really nice vibe. Like the Honda dealership I went to buy my first car was fine, but I definitely liked a lot more the vibe of the Toyota people. Like, it was really cool. Plus, it's the same town that I live in. The Honda dealership is like 12 minutes from where I first, which isn't far, but it was like on at least one highway. So they said that they treat the customers better. I mean, of course, they said like not to sound too salesy, but we treat the customers who actually live here better because, or like we were more willing to like try to like keep you because you're more likely to actually come back to us for maintenance and stuff versus if you're coming from Rhode Island, you're coming from New Hampshire, you're never going to see us again. You just drove like an hour because you knew the car was here, which is something we even considered maybe doing. Like, let's find a dealership that's like 30 plus minutes away just so we can get that good deal, even if we're never going to go back there. But there's advantages to shopping local. But I don't know, because Toyota's, like they said, like 85-90% of their inventory that they get is already sold. So people already are like basically ordering it from almost custom ordering, like from the freaking factory, or at least from the site. Whereas cars that are still being like, you can literally see like the progress bar, like Domino's, like this car is still having the toppings put on it, and you're like buying it there. And then it's like, I'm like, what? There's no chance. Like, unless you've been looking well in advance, there's no chance because you're not going to get a car for like a RAV4 in particular, which is great for New England. I'm not getting this Toyota RAV4 for like a month, maybe a week if you're lucky. But if you want really everything you want, good luck. Better than Tesla, where you're waiting like 6 months, but or a year or whatever, however long people are waiting. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna figure it out soon because both of us, me and my roommate, both need a car. and I returned my rental car that I was using for a few months. I returned it on Thursday, so I'm like, hey, you should.
I like
Tacomas are good. Tacomas are good.
There's so many cars I've not heard of, like a Corolla Cross. I never knew about that. That's the one my roommate was looking for. Like a crossover. Like I'm bad when it comes to cars, so I was like, a crossover is a new concept to me. But like I'm sure I've seen or been in one, but like it was not something that I really like pictured in my head. So I'm just like, this opens up more options, but kind of makes it a little bit of overload too.
Are you open to like shopping even out of state? Because I know that in Massachusetts, like years ago, like several like a lot of years ago, when I was like just like browsing for cars, I remember like Massachusetts seemed to be more expensive than Florida, and I think it's because like y'all don't really like need cars as much as like Florida does, and like our laws are like a little bit different. Like, I mean, you could also check like Facebook Marketplace. Like, I don't know if you want like a new car, or if you just like if you're okay with like a used car. Like Facebook Marketplace is great. Even Craigslist. Craigslist is actually very good. It's sketchy for like everything else, but for cars, it's actually decent.
You know, I've heard like it's interesting because if it wasn't you, it was someone that said like they. Oh yeah, Chad. I think you mentioned in the chat something about like you could look at cars off of Craigslist, and like someone was saying how they were profiling almost, quote unquote, because they would like get cars from veterans.
And that was Rocky.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that was
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so I'm like, maybe I should, but I really wanted to get a new car because at this point they're basically the same price, and I also figured it'd be better just to get something a little more I know about it versus Craigslist. It's sketchy times. Everyone's trying to make money off of everyone's trying to survive in the like supply chain inflation business. So I just don't want to get screwed over.
Yeah, you got to watch for like damage, like flood damage, especially nowadays.
Yeah, especially where the car came from, for sure.
Sometimes if it doesn't show up on an insurance report, they just fix it up themselves in secret. Then like it doesn't have to show up. So like you got to look for shit like that.
Definitely.
Like when I bought my car off of auction, fortunately it was from like a family friend, like a close family friend too. So like I was able to like trust him. Like it was awkward because like I gave him like like it was a fuck ton of, because it's a 2019 Honda Accord. So like I had to give him like a good chunk of change, and then like I didn't like hear from him for like a while. But I'm like, hey, he's doing whatever the hell he needs to do. Like, and then but like like I love my car. Like there's definitely like scratches and dents, but I knew this wasn't like surprising. But like because it was used and like what it had gone through, like the accident and everything. But like it's hard. It's fucking hard looking for a car nowadays. Like it's disgusting.
Yes, it's bad.
Like when I had like my other car, like it had like a shit ton of miles on it. Like I've been looking at cars like every so often for years, even before the pandemic. And just seeing like the massive increase in pricing it's insane. Like I literally sold my old car for like to the same dealer for like $2,000. And it's not worth that at all, considering it had like 272,000 miles.
Nice.
What was the car?
It was still an Accord, but it was like it was like an older Accord. But like it's definitely not worth 2,000.
Yeah.
It runs and it's a clean title, but it's not worth 2,000.
Yeah, that's a good.
How old was it? How old was the car? Like, was it like a 90s model or?
No, it was like early mid 2000s.
Okay.
So it's like I still love the car. Like even when I see like that same exact model around, I am like, oh my goodness, that person must love that car because I love that car too. And I'm like driving a much newer version. But but like it definitely wasn't worth 2,000. But like the market is insane.
Gotcha.
So
Like,
it's funny how after you get a car, like you start to notice that car everywhere. You see like, oh, I never noticed how many people have this like same model of car.
yeah, that's very
Oh,
true.
true.
That's like Subarus in Boston because they have all-wheel drives. They're good in the snow. Like I have a Subaru Impreza and I love it. It's a great car. I mean, I'm not a car enthusiast by any means, but it's easily favorite car that I've ever.
I had an
There you
Impreza.
go.
It was my favorite car all time.
Yeah. So I think it's really nice, but I see them everywhere.
I'm sorry. Wait, can I just put attention to the fact that cats are tools / utility? I'm just imagining.
I saw that first, and I was like,
They're
cats.
tools.
And then I looked again, I was like, oh, he said cars. I actually didn't realize that he literally did say cats.
Yeah.
Is that an autocorrect? What happened?
I'm just imagining a cat with a little wrench, like.
They're not a luxury.
My roommate has a cat, so I'm like, ooh, okay. I had to figure out what purpose it's about to serve in this apartment. Just get the beer can. And like, actually, no, we don't have a wine opener. Mine broke like early this year. That's how you know I went overboard with buying wines. And so it was like a very manual cork type thing. The angle was just not great. I was trying to twist and pull, and it just snapped. So maybe I'll just use the wine as a cat opener. We'll see.
As
The
a
wine is
cat
the cat opener.
As the cat as a wine opener.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I was like the broken can of the broken wine opener is gonna be used as a cat opener. I was like,
No, yeah, I think I mixed up the cat. I'm gonna repurpose the cat as a wine opener. Yep.
That's true. Those cats are tools.
I
mean,
There you
might
go.
as well use them to
don't know if
open
I
shit.
endorsed.
What's funny is this is why I opened this particular bottle of wine because I couldn't find my wine opener, and I need to get a legit wine opener because I've broken quite a few. For whatever it's worth, if you guys can see it.
Coming in.
Come on, let me.
Oh, Chardonnay. Come on, Al. You're better than that.
Oh, God.
And it's true. Like I wasn't initially gonna drink a Chardonnay, but this one was a twist top, so it was easy to open. But it's by Decoy, which they're like a subset of Duckhorn wine. Like I know my shit. Okay, it's a 2019. I prefer a lot of people like the Duckhorn Merlot, which the bottles are $55, and I wouldn't really recommend it. Personally, you might like it. It's like a really smoky kind of wine. If you ever get a chance to taste it, but they Duckhorn Decoy is a subset of Duckhorn. But Decoy makes a really great Merlot, ironically, but they also make a good Chardonnay. So I'm happy about it.
So I know very little about wine, but I actually did know that you have Duckhorn and Decoy, which I always thought was kind of funny naming because it's I can't decide if it's clever or a terrible name, right? Because it Decoy, it makes it sound like it's a fake knockoff, right?
That's true, but it's by the same people.
Yeah.
That's a good point, and it's a lot cheaper. So if you want if you want to impress your fiance from when you met her at 18, you could definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Who are you talking to?
I'm not sure if it's a clever name for their more affordable wine, or if it makes it sound like it's counterfeit.
For sure, but
or the knockoff.
It's a great wine though. It was $21-22. You could probably get it from your grocery store if they sell wine. You could definitely find Decoy there. And I think this is my first time trying the Chardonnay. I can't remember, but actually, I don't know if you can see this. I have to probably take off my obnoxious filter. 1 second. But it actually says Duckhorn Portfolio, which is funny. Virtual background.
Are they sold in different parts of the country? Like how some stores are the same store but with different names depending on where they are?
See, it says Duckhorn Portfolio. And if you ever get a Duckhorn wine, it's they're expensive. They're very expensive. So it's
I don't think I feel even with all my wine connoisseur and whatever, I've not seen that or the other one, Decoy. Duck Hunt. Because it was Duck Hunt and Decoy, or Duck Hunt is a brand.
Duck Hunt.
Duck corn.
I'm
Duck
saying
corn.
I know.
Duck-
I was-
Duck
Drinking those
Hunt is
for a
a video
while.
game from
Vintage
the NES from
yeah,
like
I
the
realized
80s.
when I said Duck Hunt, I was like, yikes. this
To
is
be
from,
fair, ducks do not have
Nintendo.
horns.
It's like, this is good.
Duck Hunt. They need to make a vine called Duck Hunt.
Yeah,
It's
That,
kind of
I would totally be down. If I make like a wine and beer or whatever, and I name it Duck Hunt. That's hilarious. That's
There
fucking
you go.
hilarious.
10 out of 10. I would buy.
Duck Hunt.
It's asking for a hunting accident.
Bottle has the duck on the
yes,
Yes.
yes.
But it'll be like a really pretty, like painted, like this, like just a dog and duck together. It's like Duck Hunt.
That accessory, the wine opener, it comes with that like the thing that you use that
Yes,
old school, you know.
yeah.
the
The
Like,
shooter.
Yeah.
like shoot your bottle open.
America.
the thing
the picture. The picture
Yeah.
should look like the duck is chasing the dog.
The duck is on the hunt.
I'm dead.
Oh,
My friends,
man.
I'm gonna say goodnight
That's
because
fun.
it's past my bedtime, but it was lovely chilling with you. Happy
Yes.
2-year anniversary.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for coming
Mish.
on, Mish.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
See you, me.
Yeah.
Night,
You're
friends.
welcome anytime.
Yes.
Good
for real.
night.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. I know you guys are kind of tempted to follow along.
So say this is a game of endurance now. And willpower. Who will break first?
Like, wait, it is after midnight, and usually,
Unfortunately,
like,
Rocky would probably win that because of the time zone.
right? It's only like 9 o'clock for him. It's nothing.
He's like, oh, what are you talking about?
Just waiting to start my Wordle. Maybe-
Rocky's
right?
like,
It's like, oh shit, I didn't do Wordle yet, and I still
I
have
can do
time.
this all day.
No, you guys are the realists for always like doing these streams so late. 'Cause I always think about that. Like, wait, it's like 10 o'clock here. They gotta be like, it's tomorrow for them. Like, oh my god.
It's gotten used to it. It's just funny because like
Yes.
I can be up late naturally, but to be like actively engaged like this isn't normal. Well, last summer was a different time, but for the most part, being actively
What?
engaged is like not, you know, especially for Tuesday night is like, yeah, not really. But then I usually have the energy. It's not usually till after we get off, and then it's like, oh, okay. I think my body actually had a delayed reaction. Then I just crash, or sometimes I just stay up. So
Yeah, I'm a
The
night
things you
owl.
guys do for the fans.
yes, we love our
Yeah.
fans. I'm a
Yes.
now,
For the people.
but I don't know. I go back and forth.
Yeah. No, but it's fun. But like, you know, I've been drinking, so I'm kind of like half up, half tired, half up, half tired.
In that hazy place.
Yeah, but I'm feeling good. Like I realized, like I kind of drank like a lot of the wine when I was younger. They used to call like bottles like these like slim bottles called like heartbreaker bottles because you could definitely just drink it all after like a heartbreak.
Never heard that before.
No, that's what I called it
Heartbreaker.
to myself.
Oh, no.
I never shared
No,
it.
no, no, that's a good brand name for a wine. Just
That's
Heartbreaker.
some stand-up shit right there, Al.
There you go.
Like no one else called it that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because I never told anyone. So,
Your brand name.
heartbreaker bottle.
Heartbreaker.
But, like you really could just drink the whole like. Definitely, if it was like not a weeknight, and especially if I were younger, I could just definitely finish. I could kill that bottle for sure, but I'm not going to.
Come on, ask it again.
What?
I'm dead.
It's
I don't-
wine.
Oh man.
I haven't touched really like I'm already not much into that as much, but I really haven't touched it since some time now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably before I moved. Which I mean, I don't, smoke often or anything like that. But it's just I feel like I was around people who did more, and so it was kind of more natural sometimes to like whatever. if you're offered. But I'm like, wow, it's like even yesterday, a lot of people did. Like it was a very family friendly place, so they would take a walk. You know how it is. Apparently, that's a big thing in like black cookouts. Like if you're at home with the family, you take a walk with like and y'all go to smoke. I didn't know that until I saw memes like a few years ago, and I was like,
go for a walk.
No, I'm laughing at the quotations. It's just funny when people do that.
Yeah, when they come back from a walk and like their eyes are just blazed.
like I didn't blaze anything, but like everyone, like my friends, the guests, and everything. And I was like, that's fine. It's legal in the state. It's whatever. I think as long as you're not doing it within the buildings themselves, you just have to be a certain distance away from buildings, and it's fine. So it's like it's just funny that it happened in mass, like in large amounts, like in mass. It was just like everyone went to take a walk, and I was like, I'm cool with it.
Everyone to take a walk. It was National Take a Walk Day.
There you go.
That would be deep.
That's funny. That's really funny. Like, I wish, like, hopefully, eventually, like, they'll. I mean, I feel like it's going to be recreationalized everywhere in the country. Like, it's not like a matter of it's a matter of when. But, like, when it's legalized in Florida, I feel like Florida would be like just the most ideal place to have it because like of the beaches for sure. It's like, I mean, being like drunk on the beach or like in the pool is just fantastic. If you've never done it before, like definitely do that. And I could just like imagine like, also just like chilling, being high on the beach too. It must be like, must be great too. It must be like a really chill experience.
I've never been like, because for the most part, if anyone offered it, I usually would usually, especially if I was drinking, I was like, no, we're not wrong kind of cross. We are not getting we're not getting Toyota Corolla Cross tonight. So that is not a thing.
Toyota Corolla Cross baited.
I don't want to get crossed. But also, even if it was another place like a beach, actually, I will say there was like a bashment party. It was like a Caribbean. I thought it was going to be in someone's basement. It was an outdoor thing, like in someone's backyard in like Dorchester, which is one of the blackest parts of Boston. It was like around June of last year. I went with my now roommate, but like we had just become like good friends like within a few months before it. So we went to this thing. I found the party, whatever. I went with another friend of ours or of hers, and it was interesting because we were standing like the whole time. Obviously, the music was going, we were dancing, and like I was like, oh my god, smoking while doing this thing's like such a crazy thing because when I think of smoking, I think of like you're laid out, you're on the couch, you're like uncontrollably laughing. That was before I really realized the difference between like strains and all of that and like hybrids, and I knew it, but I didn't know it, and so. I think that was more of a sativa, so it was like more of a, energetic type thing, and I didn't feel any of that crazy body stuff. And I'm like, I guess you can actually do activities and do the weird. I always thought you had to be like laid out and just like eating pizza and half watching a movie, not knowing what's going on. Nope, people actually work on this.
Have you ever seen the old like Reefer Madness videos where they're like the guys like playing the piano like real crazy? You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard the term for sure. But I don't think I've seen.
I mean, like that's why like there's like a lot of like movies and music because like they were smoking, thinking, and doing stuff at the same time. Like it is like fun. Like when I was in Colorado, I tried like sativa. I've tried like I definitely like learned because I wasn't really like, and still am like not really like a smoker. Like indica, like really just like levels you the fuck down, and it's like it wasn't like a pleasant experience. But like sativa was like a little bit easier to control because like even though like it still kind of leveled you the fuck down, like it was really weird because it really was just like a head high, like really from like the neck down. I could just I had like a lot of control, which was weird.
Were you doing edibles too, or just like smoking?
I did try like the edibles. I wasn't like it was funny because I had like one, and like they were saying like you would feel it and like I can't remember in like 45 minutes, and then 45 minutes passed and there was nothing, and I was almost about to take another one but I didn't because I for whatever reason couldn't open it, and like like me and my friend were just like watching TV or whatever, and I was just like okay. I was like eating like nachos, like wasn't like like it wasn't like a pleasant. It was just like normal ass nachos. And then like I went to like take a shower, and then like I started to like like have like really deep thoughts in the shower, like deeper than normal. And then I was just like, wait a second, I'm high. And then like I started like getting like the kind of like weird feeling of like being. I was like, oh no, like this what? No, I didn't think I was gonna be high.
The kind of stuff, kind of like, is the water falling on me, or am I falling on the water?
I prefer like. I feel like smoking is just like a lot easier to control, though. Like,
well, women with edibles, it gets really into your blood, so that's where. And for a lot of people, they'll have a situation where they don't portion it right. Like for a lot of people, they don't like people don't give them the piece like, hey, try this, or they'll just say, hey, like try a candy bar, or try a brownie, or something like, and they'll not tell them like, hey, only do this. And it's like so they wind up ingesting more than they should. And for people, especially who are not used to it, it can be like very, very unfortunate. Yeah, it's not a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I agree with that one.
Yeah, there's actually a Wonka bar, like someone gave as a gift. It was actually right like a month before I moved, because they're like, oh, I've never. Because I told them like, I don't buy weed. Like I've never bought weed before, besides going to a dispensary like 3 years ago, and I didn't smoke at all back then. But I just went because we were in Massachusetts. I just moved here that year. My friends had moved there that year. Another friend was visiting out of state. So besides those like 2 pre-rolled, I never bought my own. But we actually have a Wonka bar. I did not eat it. Someone else ate it, and they like gave me the parts they didn't eat. But I don't know if I'm ever gonna eat this. At this point, it's just gonna be like lore. Like it's just here for the culture. Because this is scary. Like I've heard stories from people who actually smoke, but not drink. Some people have shrooms. In fact, that's why what you said is interesting, because shrooms is like the only hard drug that I would even seriously consider doing, because it's natural. It has like good mental. It can be, of course, and that's not diagnosis, but it can help with certain like depression, PTSD,
right.
And like microdosing is a thing that I've heard like can help you focus. So you're just putting a little bit in tea or something, and someone told me they just knocked out homework for like a computer class, and I was like, but like that sounds chill. Like none of this crazy like eating stems and going on like acid trips type stuff. No, absolutely not. But like the microdosing and just kind of having that's something that I am a little interested in. But as it is, I already barely, I barely do inject the marijuana. So I'm like, do I want to
inject? You're like, I'm gonna go do work after I get this high. I'm not trying to explore the universe right now. Like,
yeah,
what?
exactly. Yeah, explore myself in the universe in ways that I never like. That is not what I'm trying to do. And like, oh, you said
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular thing here in SoCal. Like, I mean, like it's very easy to get to. It's very professional. Like a lot of the shops there's like high end shops, low end shops, like kind of all in between. And so, but I mean, I've never had any crazy stories with it. Although I did have my best friend in college, like he for his birthday wanted to try some and ate a little bit too much, and for like the night he thought he was a Ghostbuster.
Right.
Just kind of like something like that. I feel like it takes like a level of confidence to just like become a Ghostbuster. Like just to become like something that you want to be. Like,
I mean,
I get like way too like introspective and like think like everything's wrong, and like I get like hella paranoid. That's why I don't really like doing it, because I just get so into my own thoughts, and like I have to be like constantly stimulated or doing something if I were to do it. That's why I don't do it.
Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, but like being in Colorado, and being like in the mountains and looking at nature and stuff was a lot of fun, and like kind of like getting it under control. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be like an edible person. If I were to like indulge, it'd probably just be like smoking like very very like small amounts, just to like, I guess it'll be like microdosing on marijuana. Just to get like the calm feeling and just like kind of like letting loose a bit, but not like getting so introspective that you just think that oh, I'm the reason for climate change, you know, like something like crazy. It's like, it's my fault.
Yo. But are you wrong though?
Oh my word.
He said, but are you,
I'm just kidding.
are you really? But yeah, I can definitely see it. It seems like it's going to be very soon, pretty much like legal everywhere. The only places I could ever see it like not being a thing are like Utah, probably.
Yeah.
The only place I can think of that just probably won't ever legalize it.
But the interesting thing about Utah, I saw this great political article, was like how the Mormon Church unlocked medical marijuana for the state, and like they had to do a lot of campaigning to distinguish between medical and recreational. But I was like, you know what, good on y'all for the Mormon Church for doing that, like the Latter-day Saints. I was like, maybe I actually have more hope for you, because freaking Mississippi, not to like even just be like, oh, I'm trashing the southern states, but Mississippi really disappointed me with like the Supreme Court overturning the ballot initiative to make it legal. That happened in 2020, and then the 2021 we have old white people on the Mississippi Supreme Court, male, who just you know what it was. It was just old school, whatever. They decided to get rid of the ballot initiative. I'm like, great, destroy democracy while you're at it. Why not?
Wow.
It was crazy. And so I was like, Utah, you guys are actually winning right now, because at least you have some sense and get this done. Oh my god.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me about Mississippi. It's like, no offense to anyone that's from there, but it's not one of my favorite places to ever have gone.
Yeah.
They're making money. Prisoners.
It's crazy though. There's like 75% of people on that initiative who voted yes. So I was like, the state really, like, you can get stuff done. Like, if you really mobilize the people, it's just the infrastructure of everything sucks. The courts and everything. Like, I'm sure the districts are gerrymandered to hell, where like you have one Democratic, probably like representative, and like all the black people, which is in Mississippi is the blackest state in the country, like 35% almost.
It's not Louisiana. It's Mississippi.
I think Louisiana might be like around the same, but I think Mississippi is like 34, but Louisiana is probably like between 30 and 33. I mean, that was just from when I checked it like a year or two ago.
Okay. No, I wasn't like.
Sorry.
Like Mark and I are from southern states, or from Florida, so like it's fine. Like, what's fun is like I do kind of like the South in a way, because like I feel like we're like pragmatic people, while like North is kind of like more idealistic. And like I would, as weird as that may as this may sound, like I feel like I would trust like a Southern racist more than a Northern racist. Because like a Southern racist, like we live near each other. Like, you know me. You know,
I've heard that before.
You know, it's like you know me. It's like you may call me an N-word or whatever, but it's like whatever. I'm gonna look after your cat when you're gone. You know, like if you're out of town, and like if you see somebody breaking into my house, you're gonna call the police because you know me. You know, it's like whatever. But like a Northern racist, like a Northern racist, like they're gonna like they're gonna smile at you. They're gonna pretend everything's okay, but like, if somebody's breaking into my house, I don't think they're not gonna call the cops. They're not gonna help.
But call the cops if they see you getting into your own house.
Exactly, into my own house. It's like, how did you not know? Like, you smile at me whenever we go to the mailbox. How did you not know that we lived across the streets? So, it's one of those things. It's like, it's like, if you call me the N-word, it's like, it's shitty, but like, look after my shit if I'm out of town, dude. Like, I don't like, it's like, right. I got your back, and you got mine. So like,
there's different love languages for their racism. I don't know.
Wait, say that again.
Different love languages for their racism.
It's true, because it's like
acts of service versus.
Right. Yeah. It's like I'd rather you just like be like outward with it, but like I know you're gonna. Like, I know it's like, you don't like hate me. It's just like you just fucking grew up that way. It's like, whatever. Like, it's like, it's different.
Like, they'll probably have very controversial views about like whatever. They might straight up to your face say something about all lives matter or like Black lives matter, whatever. But then they'll still like, have whatever hospitality or whatever like community sort of ship is
right.
there. you just probably don't want to get into certain conversations with some, of those. Here, well, yeah, you might have more progressive and liberal. I mean, I personally have enjoyed my 3 years here in Massachusetts, but I have heard like there are certain problems that are not as addressed by certain. Like I think leadership is doing a lot better now. We got a very progressive mayor in Boston, who's like Green New Deal. Michelle Wu, she's cool. I feel like she's in a bad position in the beginning just because like COVID sucks and COVID like everything, mandates, masks, it all sucks a lot, and people just have very strong opinions about certain things. So she kind of went through it like with protests at her house at night and all this crazy stuff. But like she has a really great vision, I think, for the city, making transit free, which I know Chad, you definitely would love. Speaking of, we want to have like a month to talk about like transportation or like public, what do you call it, like urban planning, maybe stuff that has to do with like that type of things. And you would be a great voice, just saying. Whenever we do that.
No pressure, but pressure.
No pressure, but a little bit.
I got pit stains. I'm going lower to no. Okay.
But like that stuff is really interesting too. So it's cool to see Boston sort of as like innovator when it comes to that.
Cities are always weird. People always expect them to be this bastion of whatever, but there's like, in terms of the actual politics of it, it never is how people imagine. It's always like some weird dude who's been there forever. It's like the mayor has been there for like 20 years, and like it's just weird alliances.
Yeah, we kind of saw that with the New York City mayor race too. Like actually seeing the machinery and how things work. It's like, oh, okay. And I've heard Philly. I mean, sorry, I know that's where you are, but I've heard that place. That place has had like some real mess. Like, I mean, a lot of cities have, honestly. Look at that. What? Where did this man come from?
Yeah,
what's up?
Follow the directions.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm glad I got in here.
Yeah, no, we're happy to have you.
No, we are, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on vacay, teaching done.
Oh, yeah, you're good for the summer, right?
Great for the summer.
Okay, nice. So you're done? Really? You're done teaching?
Yeah, what you mean?
No, because your county, I feel like your county is supposed to match with my county. I think my county, they finish school like if y'all are done, like I don't pay attention to y'all county.
I'm out. I'm not going back in till August.
Okay, nice.
There you go. There you go.
That's what's up.
My classroom could be on fire.
It's not your problem.
We'll deal with it when we get.
It's not my problem. It's none of my business. But I did want to ask y'all. So I know that Chad answered this question. He can, answer it again if he feels like. It's our 2-year anniversary, and we were wondering, what is your favorite or one of your favorite memories from from watching us, being part of our community, and like a supporter of ours. Like, what is one of your favorite memories? It doesn't have to be like your utmost favorite, just whatever comes to the top of your head. You got something, Mark? You got your.
I mean, anytime, I don't want to. Anytime I'm on, I feel good.
Okay. All right, no, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I mean, we've had our moments. Talk about. I don't know. Me and Elle, we have a good time talking about South Florida and Toby's. Lavish, friendly dinners with all his cookmates.
Cookmates.
I don't know what he's got going on. He still hasn't really told us how to get these cookmates.
He has.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite easy.
It's easy.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy.
Am I exposing
People think
myself?
women are complicated when we're not.
And I didn't even have people from you. I had fridge.
Just G Toby.
I did not have people cooking for me when I had this huge fridge, which is a travesty. But it's okay. We make do with what we can do. Smaller fridge. Listen, it's not about the size, because clearly I had a smaller fridge, and it's not about size. It's about, how you use it.
That's
So
very true.
I used my fridge in the way that I needed to, and here we are.
Yeah. No,
You
but
must-
Oh,
It's
I don't know,
it's
man.
hot.
it's a southern thing. It's a northern thing.
Listen. I don't know. I mean, Mass, of course, is northern, but being from Maryland, Lord knows where I get it from.
But
I just be doing whatever.
nobody's making me do it.
I mean, I can see
It's
why.
been a while since I feel like anything like that has really happened. I still haven't had the home. Was it the home housewarming that has to happen within the next few weeks? And I mentioned how the one person said, I guess come and get some. She probably didn't even say those exact words, but she was offering to like have a cook, like you cook, come and get some. And I think it was Chad where you were in the chat, like, I'm oblivious, but Toby. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything. Like, just have good people who care about you and who want the best for you, and like you're good to them.
Why don't you have these dinner fellowships during the stream so I can see? Because
Gotta see the secrets.
Or you know what? You
Good
can
idea.
sell your
The problem is they're wearing
tutorials online.
lingerie, so can't really put that on stream.
Right, it's true.
No.
Yeah, Like,
It's a very tame
right.
But no, you could sell your tutorials online, Toby.
Yes, you can.
yeah, Toby's masterclass.
Before I got in trouble.
Oh man.
How to get other people to cook for you.
This isn't a bad idea in the sense of like I could have like a cooking show and then stream, and then I would be chilling and you could see the people I'm with.
Every week you'd have a special guest just come by and hey Toby, man,
What's the month?
I've been thinking about this plate for weeks, man. I'm so glad you invited me over. I always wanted you to try some of this. Always.
Talking about the food, or
I mean, but
Said we
Toby
talking about
did.
the food.
Like Toby did share like why women cook for him, or like he's cooking his.
He's a wine guy. I already know.
What?
is that
He's a
wild?
wine guy.
He's a white guy.
Wine.
Oh, wine guy. I was like,
Wine.
Like a
that's
wino.
going kind of like in a deep, weird direction. But like, no,
I was about to be
I
like,
mean,
I'm pretty sure
like
it's-
wine does. Like, yeah, I feel like Toby's kind of like an everything guy. He wouldn't. I don't think he's really like discriminatory of what he drinks, but like, no, it's just he gives off like a safe, comfortable, like opening like presence.
I'm very open.
Okay.
Am I closed? Am I closed? I'm like anytime
open with the
anybody wants to come
clothes?
over here and put something in the kitchen.
I don't know.
like-
I think Toby has X factors.
I'm tired of Chipotle.
I don't know. Problem with taking advice from Toby is he's like he has those X factors that he's not intangibles that's like you can't duplicate this in another scenario.
No,
He's
it's
like-
very. Go on, sorry, go on. Rob.
It's almost like I don't know if you guys have seen those commercials from like Grant Cardone, like one of those real estate gurus that's always telling people how to like get rich quick, but he doesn't tell you that he started off investing with like $5 million. So it's like you can't duplicate this, man.
Ew.
Hey,
snap.
Yeah.
who's that guy that's
you got work
always
to be-
like I don't know if he's still on there, but he's always like, I read 5 books a day or something.
Tie something.
I can't stand it.
Just
Yeah,
read
Lopez.
stories, apparently.
Is it like
Just
5
read
children's
something.
books a day?
I know, right? It's like, all right, well,
My Lambo here in the garage, you know.
yeah, it's always a Lambo next to a library.
We
In
gotta.
his garage.
I mean, that's how he reads 5 books a day. You could drive really quick to the library. get the next book.
I mean, like, you gotta wake up reading, in the shower reading. Like, who's doing this? Like, where's the list of where's like all his disciples? He never has any like success story disciples next to him. Like, yeah, man. I spoke to me, and I just started reading, and now I'm a millionaire. Like, he doesn't have those people. Where are they?
I don't know.
You know, I would need my acolytes.
At least Gary Vee has people like actually garage selling and making some money. Ty is just like read a lot. Like, oh, come on, man, I ain't got time for
that. Yeah.
There's a lot of gurus that are like that. Like there's that the V Shredder guy that's like, yeah, take this magic pill and it's gonna make you super jacked and shredded. And it turns out he actually didn't know anything about like what was in the chemicals.
Is it that big black guy?
No, I know that's a different one.
That's really big. No, it's like all right. So I'm pretty sure like Facebook knows that I'm like going to the gym because they keep sending me like, take this pill.
Oh, for sure. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, true. Yeah, for sure.
They're definitely checking your data to see like what can we sell him next that he doesn't need.
I don't know who that big black guy is, but he's literally got like a saw or a hacksaw, and he's like cutting like this giant glob of fat, and he, clearly he hasn't had a butter popcorn in like a decade. I mean, he's absolutely shredded.
A butter popcorn. That's fucking hilarious.
He doesn't like. He clearly just eats protein all day, like
there's a lot of guys in that space.
Like, come on, man. Like,
he doesn't eat food. He meal preps. That's all he does.
No, there's some new guy that like says he only eats meat, like he's just a carnivore. Some guy with a big beard, and he always like he says he drinks blood and stuff.
What's his
name? I don't know.
Like Liver King or something.
Liver King, that guy.
Like, do you mean like he eats his meat like his beef like really rare or something, like that kind of blood?
That's part of it. No, sometimes you'll see him and he's drinking this red liquid. I don't think it's blood. I think it's like tomato juice. And he's just like,
hope to God.
But that's at least the image that he's selling. And it's just like, yeah, I eat like the caveman used to like 10,000 years ago. That's my diet. And so you're looking at him like, there's no way anybody like this look this jacked.
I don't know why people, especially men, have like this weird obsession about going so fucking far into the past.
But
like, why do you want to go back into like caveman days?
Not even correct.
Leafy greens, yeah. I'm saying Jordan Peterson had a diet like that, apparently.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Bananas.
That's like probably why he was like, oh, this woman is ugly on like the Sports Illustrated cover.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
It was like a beautiful like thick Asian woman, and it was like. I was like, she's like, stop indoctrinating me. It's like, we're not tweeting for you specifically. Like, she's just on the cover. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I didn't have any issue with him saying that. I was like, okay, whatever. You can have your opinion. What I had a problem with was when he was like, he got mad at the backlash and was like, I'm gonna get off Twitter because it's too toxic and people are trying to force me. I'm like, you asked for the smoke. Like, you're a firefighter. What did you expect?
While we're on diets, I'm starting a new diet.
How's it going?
I'm starting it tomorrow. It's chicken and broccoli. I invited Elle. She wasn't down. But if there's anybody else, chicken and broccoli.
Trying to do a chicken and broccoli diet?
Yeah. Chicken and broccoli.
Are you trying to do one of these like how these actors who like will get into superhero roles, how they always say like, oh, how did you get jacked up in like 3 months? Yeah, I just ate fish and chicken and broccoli.
Well, I'm not doing it for 3 months, but like I want to start fresh, like cut all the, I don't know, whatever they put in stuff. Just clean eating for like a straight week. go hard. Anybody.
I mean, I told Mark that like this kind of dieting is against my religion.
What religion? We have religion? I thought we agreed on religion. That's one thing we were like.
As Jamaicans, like, no, it's my personal religion. You know that
I think
I'm
you just
creating
made
and I'm
that
building upon.
I think if your trainer heard that you have this religion, I think you'd be eating chicken and broccoli.
Not just chicken and broccoli, and like you said, brown rice. That's
Hey,
like
brown rice. Yeah, I'm not.
the thing is, just like that's a good starter diet for sure. It's just like it will drive you fucking crazy. Then you become like an asshole if you're just like sitting here eating like the same fucking food for like a month.
I got a long way to go before it makes me an asshole.
May I ask why this particular diet? Why don't you just like you can still have like salmon and like asparagus, and then you could also just like for like another meal you could just have like a protein shake.
Like so I didn't start going to the gym. I started I started drinking a gallon of water every day. Like
that's good.
And then I started, walking miles every day.
That's great.
And then I started going to the gym, but my diet is like a kapush. So I'm thinking, all right, so now it's time to get my diet in order, and I have to know where I have to set a solid foundation. Like, all right, this is clean eating. All right, everything else I can manage, but I got to get the mind right. It's more of a mental thing, not
right. No, for sure. That's why I'm like not really a big fan of like dieting myself. Like, I mean, Gil brings up a valid point where he says like, why chicken, not meat for goat? Like, I mean, goat's a fantastic meat to eat, and like, because like when you're just like so limiting yourself, like at least for me, this is me personally. Your mileage may vary. Like it starts to just drive me crazy. I start getting like tired of like eating, not necessarily eating, but like tired of like preparing the same fucking meals and like creating the same.
It's only 1 week. I'm just getting my mind right.
Okay, I respect. Like if that works for you, then definitely go for it. Like I'm not like criticizing. I'm not saying it's not going to work. Like if it works for you, it works for you, and like I'd be happy for you and like proud.
It would be so great if someone were to join me. Someone in Florida.
Somewhere in Florida. Huh. I could be anybody, actually. I could be anyone on the left side of this stream.
I mean, like, true. But like, like the thing is also, like, I'm more than happy if like I could be like your accountability person. Like if you send me a picture of your food, it's like this is what I'm eating. I'll be like, all right, awesome. Like, so at least like you feel like you kind of like doing it for somebody. I
was already gonna send you pictures.
All right, perfect. Yeah, no, I'm happy about that. Like, definitely do that.
But definitely I need someone that like understands the struggle.
I understand the struggle. I've been going through this fucking struggle for a year now. Like it's like the struggle doesn't end. Like I'm sorry to break it to you. The struggle doesn't end.
It's not a good pep talk.
It's like an addiction. Like it's like you just have to know how to like kind of control yourself. Like fortunately, I've never been a picky eater. Like of course, like being raised Jamaican, like if you don't clean your plate, like you're you're gonna be punished. But like yeah, exactly. But like so I'm not like a picky eater. I can eat pretty much anything. But like it's just like watching what you eat and like how much and like like I literally had like Popeye's chicken earlier today, like because at my mom's house because I visited her, but I made sure not to like stick around and eat more. So it's like it's like really just watching temptation and like temptation is a fucking bitch. Like I'm out here, like I'm, drinking like some of this wine. Like I thought Toby was also drinking wine, but he was drinking water out of a wine glass. I wish he would have warned me. But
I'm
like,
with you.
yeah, no, Chad's with me.
What wine is that, Toby?
Water.
Just barefoot. Well, no, I poured a real thing. You saw me.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
See, I opened this bottle on the stream, and it's I've done some damage, not a ton. I was really chill with it. I didn't pour as crazy.
Is that water?
Barefoot Fruscato. So I mean, it's chill, sweet wine. It's not like anything too hardcore. Pretty basic, but like I just needed something easy to open. Because of the broken cork. I've not figured out how to use my cat as a wine opener yet.
Ron, we gotta open some Bacardi on the stream. Just
oh my god.
Even this stuff out.
I would do Captain Morgan if anything. Like pineapple.
I have Sailor Jerry's.
What's this?
I got a friend who loves that Sailor Jerry's. That spice one. It's spice, right?
Yeah, it is. It's like.
You said relax. That's interesting though, because the only carbs we really eat at home were like, I mean, sometimes cornbread, but mostly rice, because freaking Africans. There was always rice, but I actually enjoy rice as a carb. Like, it was never too much. Spaghetti, on the other hand, like it's good, but can be a lot. But like bread, I mean, okay, dinner rolls. Those Hawaiian rolls actually were the big staple. Not gonna lie.
Those things are delicious.
Oh my god, I love you. You didn't seem like you're fully.
You get the ones from Publix.
Well,
not Publix. No, Publix is
King's Hawaiian.
It would have to be King's Hawaiian. I don't know where we got them. My mom loves Sam's Club. That's her big like shopping. But like Food Lion is like the kind of food store that we have. They made a Giant, but Food Lion is the really popular one in Maryland. It's like Safeway is a thing, but I haven't really been to Safeway much personally. I don't know. We have different like I guess food stores, and like I personally wasn't the one to go shopping much, so I'm like, dang, where did people get food from? Now that I'm in Massachusetts, it's Market Basket, which unfortunately where I moved to doesn't really seem to have as many right next to us. So now it's like, okay, I guess I have to actually go to Walmart again, which I rarely go to Walmart for shopping. It's either Target for delivery because they actually deliver. Market Basket, Wegmans if you're really fancy. Wegmans is nice. It's huge. They have wine. They go to midnight. They're a good one, but they're more expensive. But Wegmans has everything. They have a lot of organic and health stuff too. It's like a bigger version of Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. Okay, I was just about to ask. They got Trader Joe's.
Yeah, we have Trader Joe's. I've been to Trader Joe's here in Mass like the week that I moved to Mass, like January 2019. I never went back. Nothing wrong with that. I only went with a friend of mine. She was like, let's go to the Trader Joe's. And so I was like, okay. And she had a car.
I like Trader Joe's. Like, I feel like it's like the perfect supermarket for like people who are single.
That is true. Everything is single size, like single.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, and you could buy like really fun. At least like how they set it up. Like there's like like the burritos. There's like the like microwavable dinners or to put in the oven or whatever. They also have like lamb, which is great because not a lot of grocery stores tend to have lamb.
Unless you go to like a ethnic market that has like a lot of stuff,
right?
From different cultures and things like that. Do you guys have a there's a lot of Aldi's here in SoCal. Does anyone have a Amazon grocery store like near them?
Like Whole Foods?
Oh.
No, not a Whole Foods, like an actual Amazon grocery store.
Yep, those Amazon Fresh or whatever. No, I've actually never been to an Amazon. I haven't been to Amazon Go. I haven't been to any Amazon store before.
Yeah. Have you been to a Whole Foods? Because it's technically an Amazon store.
I've never been to Whole Foods.
And I feel like Barnes and Noble's like right around the corner.
No.
I mean...
One.
I'm like waiting for them to buy them out, but I guess like that would be like a monopoly on the book.
The Amazon Go one is the one where you can just like put shit in a cart and then just like
Right,
Maybe
just go.
I think so.
You
But
just
I
go.
don't know what
go
the
to
difference
your
is.
Amazon account or whatever.
It's just like basically like they're like, yeah, there's no jobs here. There's nobody that works here. Basically.
Yeah.
Okay, but who stocks the shelves?
From what I get, like it's probably like yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because it's just all straight robots. Or if it's like those like here in the Walmarts where they have the robot that like goes through and does inventory and then it comes out with stuff and it'll stock shelves. Like this like the white robot that has like a tall column and it will like grab stuff. So I'm just like, oh man, you guys are just taking all the jobs.
Jeff Bezos.
It's like you ain't told y'all this was coming, but you didn't believe.
If you want like a good consistent meal, I feel like you just gotta go chicken thighs. Like that's a good like bang for the buck.
For sure. Yeah.
You marinate them like an hour beforehand. You throw in like a salad or you roast a vegetable. Simple. That's like the lazy night easy. And you can vary it too.
True.
True. Can't go wrong with that.
They always taste good, you know. Not like chicken breast. I don't know, man. I can't. Anybody
I
can
love
cook
chicken breast. Like
That's
I always
good.
like
I can't get
another
it
like
right.
really easy thing
can't
to
get
just
it
like season them with is like I get like the jerk seasoning, you know, like the Jamaican jerk seasoning. I just like marinate it and then just like like overnight and then just cook it the next day. I mean that's if you like spicy.
That's what I gotta do. I gotta start marinating it overnight.
If you got a 2-inch breast and you put some oil on it, that should be like 375, like 40 minutes roundabout. That should get you like pretty solid. If you let it sit for like 5 minutes, 2 minutes before you cut it open. Just saying. Sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Maybe I get one of Toby's friends to come over and
I love how Mark thinks it's like a weird, like a crazy thing that women just trust men.
I had one of my California friends.
Well, I didn't say what. Well, you put that. You took that out of my mouth. I didn't say that. I didn't say it was weird.
Like once women are given like a space to just like really like express ourselves, we will express ourselves. Like we just like kind of know how men are, so it's just like we're gonna kind of like quiet ourselves because like anything we say might just be like they might take it sexually, which is fucking annoying. But it's like I feel like Toby's is like a naturally like curious, caring person. So like no matter who the gender is, so like I have a feeling Toby have to like ask follow-up questions. That are
I thought he had chef friends come over.
What I was about to say too was like I was like maybe after that sexual comment, this is not the right thing to say, but I was like, I want women to express themselves on this dick or something. Something very clearly not wholesome at all.
I get that.
No, but I actually do care about like the conversations that people can talk and actually say things that are like that they don't always feel like they can say. And so like I've been able to have good conversation with just opposite gender. And like mostly just listen because I kind of like I can talk a lot in one space like this, but I am much more in the background. Like I listen and I kind of hear people. So if you're the one who's more of a talker, you're more likely to like talk at length and I'll kind of listen. But it's nice when I also have the space to feel comfortable to actually talk and like a nice stream. And so that's part of it too, is like you just talk and you don't feel like, oh, okay, this is like some kind of weird, creepy, or some kind of like it doesn't necessarily feel like there's an agenda. Like obviously, like if you get along, you click chemistry, that's cool, but it can just like connect with people. Like it makes it much easier when you're the type who's like open like that. Like there's some people where it's just like very easy and like you can have actual conversation. You don't feel like you have to like, I don't know, put on too much of a persona. And I don't know, sometimes maybe I should be a little bit more like like one person was saying like, oh, like you're like, I mean, he's a rude guy. I mean, we were roommates for 3 years. We're friends. We're still friends. But he was like, Toby, like you're too boring, and that's why you'll be single forever or something. And I was like, oh, okay, that's great. But and so I was self-conscious for some time because that was like my freshman year of college too. And I was like, okay, Devin, you're just being Devin. Like that's fine. But I was like in the head, like maybe I am too far. Maybe I am too like I don't mess around. When I say mess around, I mean like tease. Like I don't tease women enough. I don't joke around with them enough. Maybe I do need to like have because I can just like talk naturally and ask people stuff and we just get on conversation. But I'm like, maybe I should be more like, I don't know, provocative. But and I'm not necessarily like, I didn't like have to like reform myself, but I think it just became easier in some ways to like make jokes and like talk with people and just have like conversation that's not bland, I guess.
Right. Like the thing is that like when you have like women around you that are like feel safe and comfortable, it's very easy to just like, you know, like kind of like date them too if you want. But like that's like in a way like kind of gives you the power, which is, you know, like which is like great and advantageous. Like women too, like if, you know, like depending on if like you like them or not. But like, you know, I understand it's like kind of like the weird like friend zone sort of thing, but like, I mean, out of like the guy friends that I have, like in my like who I like know physically, like would I date any of them? I don't know, because like depending on like, because I know them so well, sort of like not really, but like I don't know, like if one of them was like attractive or like very attractive rather, not like I'm not saying like they're ugly, but like if I was like if they were like, you know, like sexually attractive to me, like perhaps, but like if they were to like actually try to pursue me, I'd probably be a little bit interested, you know, like I'd be curious because I'm like, all right, we do get along, which is like a huge part of it. And you know, that's like, it's like a massive hurdle because it's like, all right, I trust this guy. This is a massive hurdle. So it's like maybe, you know, I'd be like a little bit more open to it. Depending on, you know, like the relationship, of course. Like if you guys have been like friends for like years, then it's like it's definitely harder. And if, you know, like no feelings have ever come up, then, you know, just keep things as friends, of course. And it's still like a beautiful, wonderful, you know, relationship in and of itself as a friendship. And, you know, like friendships like kind of are, you know, like they're looked at as just like not important, but like they're really important, especially of the opposite sex, for sure. Like they're very necessary. And like it also just kind of makes, you know, like for mature women, of course, like if he has girlfriends, you know, like female friends, it's like, okay, and like how it's like, okay, this is like a trustworthy guy. You know, it's like it kind of makes things like seem like a little bit easier to like talk to him because like he already deals with other women too. So he's not like a complete like asshole or just thinks of women as like a person that needs to exist near me to like for like sexual gratification. It's like, no, like this is like, oh, she's like a whole person. Like I've said on the stream, like a whole ass person. You know, like you know, she has like, you know, thoughts and feelings and like, you know, she has a job, she has interests. Like are you genuinely interested in this? Chat is hilarious. Like it's genuine interest in. It's like, oh, I mean, like be interested in like what she has to say because it's really rare to find a man who's actually like just genuinely interested in what you have to say. Like it's as sad as that may sound. You know, like you don't know how many times on dating apps I would tell a guy like when a guy asked me like, oh, you know, what do you do for work? And I'm like, oh, I'm an email developer. And they're like, all right, cool. What kind of food do you like? It's like, you know damn well you don't know what the fucking email developer is. So like you don't know what that is. Nobody knows what the hell that is. It's just ask like, oh, what is an email developer? Like what does that job entail? Like what does your everyday look like? It's like, oh, okay. Now he's interested. Like instead of just like asking like, oh, what kind of food do you like? It's like, oh, I like oxtail. It's like, okay, cool. Like what do you like to do for fun? It's like, you're not interested. You're just like asking me a bunch of questions.
Great question.
Like
checklist.
Oxtail is also kind of like different too. Like ask me about like what like your culture. Like why do you like oxtail of all things, of all foods? Like why? But you would be like really surprised that like I'm not saying like women are like the best at conversations.
I know, like they never ask me like what
because
do you eat?
Because you're probably not asking anything like you're not really showing genuine interest. Like, not to sound mean.
Wow.
But it's probably like, oh, he's just talking about himself like every other guy. Cool.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not asking him anything, because he's gonna tell me everything about himself.
I don't know, it's tough because it seems like, at least in my personal experience, I've seen more encounters where women love to talk for the sake of talking, whereas typically guys are more, if they're going to talk, it's like for a specific objective, and then once it's done, that's it. Like even when I talk to some of my best friends, we have a conversation about a specific topic, and then it's done. And it's like, hey, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you whenever. So at least for me, I know I haven't had encounters where we just like this, where we're just vibing for hours and hours. I don't really do that even with my best friends. I'm just like, hey, did you see that movie? Oh, okay, cool. Not whatever. Did you catch the game? Okay, cool. Not next. Like we just kind of keep it pushing. So I don't know if that's how a lot of other people have encounters, or if it's very different. I'm sure probably a lot of other people have different experiences.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's right on that. Like, guys are more to the point. Like, you know, we go to the store, we go in, I get what I need to get out, and get out.
And that's how you feel about conversations?
No,
I do. I'm not a talker. I'm not
saying that like we can't hold a conversation, but I do feel like we get to the point and then we move on to the next point. Like, you know, I'm not saying like girls don't do that or women don't do that, but I do feel I feel what he's saying there. Like if this podcast didn't have L in it, like maybe it's 2 hours.
Wait, what? You think I'm the one who makes it long?
No, I didn't say that. Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't point the finger at anybody in particular because this is really like a group effort to make it go as long as it goes.
But what I find ironic is like there are more men than women on the stream though. So
True.
like,
True.
I'm but this is like the shit that us women have to deal with. It's like the fucking answer is right in front of your fucking face, and then you can't even see it.
Yeah, it's definitely tough because with this situation between the three of you guys are one also introspective about different like aspects of life, and then so if you remove any of the three of you, this is a totally different type of show because of how off that not having that component would be. So it seems like, and two, the other thing, like back to your point about communication, like guys don't spend a lot of time learning how to communicate. Like that's if you look at a lot of fabrics of our culture in terms of like off a lot of traits that we have, like I don't see a lot of times where that happens. Like if you're on a basketball court with your friends, you're not really talking a whole lot. I mean, if you're talking, you have enough time to talk, you're not really playing. And so maybe at the bar, that might be a time to talk. Maybe during a game, but even sometimes that's not really a time. Maybe like gaming would probably be the best time for you to just kind of shoot the shit with people. And that's not really a gender specific activity. All people do that. So I think it just kind of depends on personalities. Like you get some guys who are super gregarious, very inquisitive. So you can tell like Toby's a really inquisitive like type of guy, whereas other people may not be. Me personally, if I find you interesting, I'll talk to you. But I'm very like I'm not into polite conversation. Like I'm the type of person where if I don't care how your day is going, I won't ask you. And so, it bothers me to the opposite extreme when you meet people who say, "Oh, hey, how's your day going?" and you can tell that they really don't care. I'm kind of like, well, why did you ask? You could have just said hi and kept it pushing. So I think some of those social cues that are just polite part of culture are just not necessarily are more dominant on one side than the other. Because you'll see, I would say on the spectrum, if you just go through 100 men and 100 women, you'll definitely find a lot more women whose social IQ is much higher than the average guy.
I agree.
It's like most women can walk into a room and kind of understand like what the vibe is, kind of like where the personalities are, who's who. They'll have some sense of that right off the bat. Whereas a lot of guys I've seen walk into a room and be totally clueless to that. They're just focused on why they were there and why they're leaving. And that's not the best That's not the best idea in some situations. Because you obviously want to have situational awareness for whatever's going on around
No,
that's actually that's a really interesting.
no, that's I'd say that's really accurate. I did have one rebuttal when you said like, like men aren't really like good at conversation yet. Who has the most podcasts, men or women?
Who has the
Who's out
most
here just talking?
Hey, male comedians don't count. Hell.
It's interesting. It is interesting. Like there are of course so many random podcasts of guys and their group of guys. I guess on Twitter sometimes I've seen a lot of like women, especially Black women, who just have talk about anything. And like I guess so I haven't seen maybe the best like representative sample because I've kind of seen a lot of like podcasts that are run by women, right? Like I know there's like Two Saved Queens, which was like two Black Christian women, and there's like all these types of things. And so I kind of assume they're like, oh yeah, podcast. And then there's definitely a lot of mixed ones too, where it's like a group of people, group of genders, but like I guess like if you're gonna think about it, there's just like podcast after podcast. Guys, they just have been used to it, talking and wanting to feel heard. I guess it's interesting because it's like that is like why is that the case?
No, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Toby. Like, I think it was just men needing to be heard, and like the thing is that I don't know, like I know this is like a controversial term when you say toxic masculinity, but like this is definitely an aspect of toxic masculinity where like men weren't really allowed to like express their feelings, but like they had feelings and they wanted to share their feelings, so they wanted to talk and like be like, oh, this is how the world needs to be, and like this is how things should be, and it's like no, not necessarily, but you can share your thoughts. That's fine.
But is that a part of toxic masculinity? If that's like a cultural thing,
well, like men needing to share their.
It's describing the culture, though. That's what it's describing.
Like if the idea that like men don't know how to like share their emotions or don't speak their feelings. Like I know that was like a concept that was embraced and kind of the standard for previous generations for sure, and it's something that still exists today. But that's a standard that like men and women both expected out of guys. Like that was kind of the cultural norms versus like catcalling or like locker room talk, stuff like that is more like strictly kind of what guys were expecting guys to do versus any cultural standard for men and women. So would those be like the same kind of thing, or are they kind of different?
The thing is that because we live in like a patriarchal society, like I don't know, some white men from a million years ago decided to be like, oh, men shouldn't cry and they need to be strong, and this is what strength is because it makes me uncomfortable when I see a man cry and be vulnerable. And like when like they were the ones to kind of just sort of like create the society, create like the culture, they like there are women who believe that. However, I do feel like because women are oppressed in this society, we sort of like started to see like the bullshit in this like first before men, because as you can see, like there are still men on podcasts who are like alpha male, you need to be like this, you need to look like this, and it's like no, you don't, like chill out. But like like there are women who, all right, see you, Mark's got to run.
All right.
Yeah, but
I was
like
gonna let you finish.
oh, okay, sorry. Like like there are like there are still like remnants of like that old sort of like old school way of thinking. So like, and of course like women especially like are going to like sort of believe that as well, because this is just like the society, like the culture, like how there's like like there's racism, sexism, classism, like it's just like the isms of the society. So like this is still part of it. So like there are women who believe that like women should only be like being a mother is like the greatest gift for any woman. There are women who believe that like they should just be cooking and providing for their man. There are women who feel like they should like only women need to be virgins until marriage. There are women who believe in like those traditional roles that I don't even have to really describe what a traditional role is, because you all know that just intrinsically. So I'm not saying like women don't partake in that. It's just like, I say that like women most likely noticed the toxic masculinity, like, and like this, the shitty parts of masculinity or alpha maleism or whatever the hell you want to call it, like, like traditional maleness before men did, because like it, like it elevated men before women, of course, like women, like men were like CEOs and, managers, like even still to this day. So like it just, like it was easier for a man to envision themselves in that role because they saw a man, and it was a lot more difficult for women to envision themselves. So like, what did women do? Like actually listen and think and, wonder like, okay, these men in these CEO roles actually don't know shit about shit. Like I could easily do that. They're just bullshitting their way through life like everybody else. But like, what can I do? What can I say? What can I actually, like really show that I can do this too when everybody's, like there's only men around me being like, oh no, you can't, like what, like that makes no sense. And they don't really even know why that doesn't make sense for a woman to be in charge, So like, because like like actually really thinking that, and like, them having to mentally envision themselves stepping down and actually envisioning a woman take the place that they envision themselves in is a lot harder. I mean, like it's the same thing, like when they always say like, oh, like representation matters. It's like, it's like that exact same concept. Like I didn't really realize it or understand it initially before, because like, I never personally saw that. Like it's like, oh, if I see this person doing that, I want to do that too. However, like I'm starting to like realize it more, because some people just legitimately can't. Like if they don't see a black woman dressed as Sailor Moon, they just feel like a black woman can never dress up as Sailor Moon at, like a convention, for example. So, but whereas me, like I don't particularly see that. But like I can definitely see like, like different, like how people could just not really envision themselves because they just don't see it at all. So I hope I'm not going on like a really random rant. And I hope I kind of answered your question, Rocky.
No, yeah, you definitely did. Yeah,
Okay.
I see where you're coming from. So the way I think about it is that there are like those social stigmas are in a lot of parts of our culture. Because when you think about it, even to like, for example, how relationships are played out, most of the time we get our perception of what a relationship looks like is either from our parents or from what we have seen in a movie. Oh, see you later, Mark.
I'm gonna have to run soon too.
To be honest, I didn't get what's his name?
Chad, Rocky, Toby, Gil,
Rocky.
Ron?
Yeah,
Rocky.
I'm that one guy from that one show.
I'm like, I'm trying to hear people say your name, and I'm like, every time they say, I'm like, I didn't get it.
Yeah, Rocky.
Yeah,
Rocky, Chad, Toby, L. I gotta go. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
God, this is a marathon stream. Shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to hop off soon too. But Rocky, definitely finish your point though.
No, I mean it's a good one. I mean, I was just the basic point is obviously like these things. We're going through this period right now where people are re-evaluating what their perceptions of like roles are, who they have to be, and a lot of that is based off of like what we have previously seen. And that's part of why like this is something I like learned in school, and it was a big part of like what goes into production, marketing, because all of it is based off of storytelling. And so our perception of reality is usually starts through some story, and then we build on that story to like other things. And so that's why it's so important to have stories or experiences that people can relate to and things that are outside their box. Like you want to have as diverse of see as many different options of what reality and life can be as much as possible, so that you have the potential of finding whatever makes you most whole, basically. It made me think about what you were saying about people expressing their emotions. I was like, well, hey, when you think of like the stereotypical Prince Charming, it was like, well, like how does he feel? Like you never like
Right.
no one even like talks. That part of the story never gets told, and it's like obviously because that wasn't like relevant to what they were trying to tell at that time. But now I live in a day and time where characters or analogies in this case are more three-dimensional. Like, obviously, it's not just A plus B equals C. It's like every character is more fleshed out. The princess who needs to be saved. Well, why does she need to be saved? Like, why aren't there stories where she is essentially the main protagonist and has to go on this journey to fulfill whatever, like, the goal objective to get over the obstacle for the story arc, things of that nature. And we're slowly but surely starting to see more things like that, where you're seeing stories that aren't just the same the same cookie cutter mold that's constantly being regurgitated in and out, because subconsciously that affects how we see reality.
For sure. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Because like when you start looking at things, it's just like in a black and white way, and then somebody introduces you to like, like somewhere in between in the gray area, like you immediately try to figure out like, where does this go? Does it go into the white box or does it go into the black box? And it's like, and if you can't figure out, you start to get upset. And like that just seems to be like what everything in the internet is. But that's why, like, a lot of like these alpha male people like on YouTube and TikTok tend to sell so well and attract people, because like oh, all that complexity that you're thinking of, well, I simplified it for you. And it's like, but you gotta buy like my pill set, or like my my kettlebell set.
Yeah. Reality comes off layers. You just gotta keep chipping away.
Right.
And it seems like, sadly, like there are a lot of people in just various experiences, but in that particular case, there's a growing population of men who are not who are missing something. There's something within their, either if it's confidence or if it's the structure or whatever within their life that would have been essentially the foundation that they could build upon to whatever they need to be. They're missing that core thing, and so they're looking for it in something else, saying, hey, like, I can sense, I don't know what the issue is. There's some problem with me going on. I don't know what that is. And then I can go to this source that says, hey, this is your problem. This is why things are going, yada, 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 yada. It's not quite as severe as this, but it's very similar to what happens with a lot of kids who get indoctrinated within like gang culture. In that particular case, it's usually like a sense of not having a family, a community, people who that you feel like are there for you, will support you no matter what. Obviously, in that particular culture, they take it to an extreme, but they at least in that case get that, because theoretically with that, you get that those people who are, in this case, literally ride or die for you. And in a more substantive manner, the same thing happens in the military, but at least it's much more constructive in that manner, where you're building this community with people that you're all moving towards one particular goal that in this case doesn't happen to be like criminally or like connected, basically. But unfortunately, there's so many people who, whatever that thing is that they're missing, they're not able to either find it within themselves or in just some constructive manner. And so a lot of them get kind of sent to these gurus, whether it's relationships or if it's fitness or if it's life coaches. Now you see them in like the crypto kind of space and like in that space too. And there's so many people looking for answers. And the way the internet is set up, we all can kind of go out there and anybody can say, hey, I'm an expert. We can, although it's not like I could compete with the likes of Toby, but tomorrow I could wake up and say, hey, I want to be a relationship guru. I'm going to set up my page and give my secrets to success. And I'll start spitting game and get all these people to sign up, which is pretty sad. People are being sold a bill of goods that's not great in most cases. The biggest, at least the way I see it, a lot of times when I'm reviewing people online, anybody who tells you that something's going to happen instantly, that there is really no cost, there's no downside, anybody who's selling you something like that, they're 9 times out of 10 they're full of shit.
For sure.
So it's like,
for sure,
like, you know, like with working out, I can give you the best regimen, the secrets to success that are tied to you. It's still going to take you probably a year to get to the best shape that you want to be in, whatever your perfect like perspective is. But if I'm selling you this, lose 40 pounds in 30 days, and I'll get you like that stuff. It's like that's not how the body works.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll see these people who are trying to get into these like they want to look like actors or Hollywood people, and it's like, do you not realize like how much like money, time, investment goes into like just doing that? Like, and you're gonna equate that to your experience of being somebody who still has to work, who still has a real job, who's living in the real world, who doesn't. Like, that's not part of your job. So you can't expect those expectations of your experience when they're not the same thing.
Yeah, you have different resources and expectations, so like you have to like you can't just as a hobby. I mean, you could like maybe get really serious, but you're not just gonna as a hobby be like, okay, I'm just gonna drop everything and then become like this super fit model or become like this whatever. Like, and you have a lot of things to balance. Yeah, you can chip away at the goals, but you would have to like essentially be doing it for your next phase of life. Like, be ridiculously connected, like in Hollywood, Beverly Hills, or like wherever. I mean, even South Florida, like obviously there's a lot of like fitness and stuff. So like, you have to kind of be doing that as your thing and be in that ecosystem. And so yeah, you might sell a dream. Like I'm kind of catching what you're saying. Like you might sell this kind of dream, but it's not going to be necessarily attainable. Not to like discourage people who want to obviously be more fit or have more success, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I gotta jump, but of course you all are amazing. Toby's
Yeah.
gonna take over.
yeah, I mean, I should definitely help myself too.
Likewise.
I'm just
But
listening.
it's like,
Most
but the important thing everyone needs to remember before the stream ends is make sure you go to Amazon and buy Toby's Secrets to Success book.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Next month might be a little more wholesome. I mean, next month is family, but
Cool.
anyways, there's always gonna be opportunities to sell whatever quote unquote secrets I have. But you all are the best.
You all are, and like it was so great seeing a lot of you come on for like the very first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocky, Mish,
Mhm.
Chad.
Mhm.
I feel like there was somebody.
Has Mark been on before or no?
Yeah, Mark has been on before. B.
Okay.
Julia was on, I believe, last week.
Yeah.
Gil was on like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. I remember.
But, yeah, no, it was great. It was great hanging out with you. Thank you so much for celebrating our 2 years. This
Seriously.
has been fantastic. This is like probably the latest we've ever been on. Like we got to run. Like I have like it's hella busy just weeks at work. So I was planning on like trying to like start early. So hopefully I can still start early tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel that too. My bed is right here, so if
I have a yoga mat behind me. I don't know if anyone can even like see it. Probably like I think you can see like a bunch of fucking junk from, like wholesale stores.
I'm dead.
Yeah, but alrighty, y'all. We
Good
love
night.
you. Thank you so much for celebrating with us.
Yeah,
We'll see you next week. We have with a new topic, and you never know. We may have a special guest. It may just be the trio.
Maybe might have a special guest or 5. You never know.
Right, you never know. But as always, we love you all. Thank you so much for joining us and celebrating with us. But good night.
Good night.
Sleep
everybody.
tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite.
All right. And